One.
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this feel-good, happy St. Patty's Friday, March 17th. Program starts now.
Feel good.
It is a feel-good Friday, a super feel-good Friday, because it is St. Patty's. Sláinte to absolutely everybody out there. St. Patty's Day is one that is held in very high regard in the McAfee family. My name is Patrick McAfee. Obviously, my father, I thought was 100% Irish.
Yeah, interesting.
But then I did the 23andMe and I found a little bit of Paisano in me, so I don't know if it's from my mother's side or my father's side. But we obviously have taken this holiday very serious for a long time. In previous St. Patty's, you would have potentially found me at noon, already at a cloud 14 to 15, because we had started about 7 a.m. with the old kegs and eggs.
Hell yeah.
That was a real deal back in Pittsburgh whenever we were kind of growing up, late teenage years, obviously early 20s. And then whenever I was very fortunate to make it into the NFL, it was a trip I made every single year back to Pittsburgh. And old Tim McAfee was at the party before I was. That was not a normal thing. Tim McAfee was meeting me at wherever we were meeting before I even got there. And he had already had a Guinness cracked open. And then by the end of the day, whenever he was trying to find himself, he said, I need a couple Irish car bombs to kind of get my head back straight. He said, it's like a coffee. I said, Tim, it might have a little bit of a cafe taste because you're putting the cream, obviously, into the Guinness. But that is not a coffee. That's going the other way. Don't fucking tell me, you know, Tim McAfee. So I have much respect for this beautiful March 17th date. I appreciate the hell out of everybody that's out there celebrating today, tomorrow, the next day. And I've gotten a chance to do a St. Patrick's Day in Ireland before. They actually just stayed up the entire night beforehand in the town that I was in. Then there was a parade in the morning, and then they all kind of went to sleep at like 11:30 noon. At the particular town that I was in, I don't know if that's everywhere. I'm not acting like I know all of Ireland. Y'all motherfuckers were not nice at all to me. I do not want to start any more beef over there. I am just saying that I love this holiday. I appreciate that it is, you know, synonymous with just having a good time.
Yeah.
I think the Irish people obviously are known for a lot of things.
But
We will fight you.
absolutely.
Okay?
Day or night.
We will drink with you. And we love those fucking potatoes. I do believe that is probably what a lot of people think of immediately.
Any form.
But the fact that St. Patrick's Day is synonymous with Ireland and the Irish folks, and it's all everybody having a good time, having the same exact mindset, I think is a beautiful thing. So Sláinte, hey, to all of you, enjoy today. And shout out to Bud Light sending us these green, tall, long, this isn't a long neck, I guess. Is it? No, that's a long body.
Short neck, aluminum, beautiful keg.
Long body.
Still
long
counts.
body.
Yeah, still long neck.
It's a bullet.
I started having a couple swigs of this thing because I didn't know if it was green beer inside of it.
Yeah,
so I wanted to find out if it was green beer or not because I need to know what was about to happen to my mouth because we're on the program. You know what I mean? Not green beer inside of it. Just green can, beer inside of it. Shout out to Bud Light. Shout out to everybody enjoying it. Tim McAfee and the McAfees are getting started in like 20 minutes or so.
Here we go.
A little bit later start for them this year, but I do believe they are going to tie one on. Can't wait to see them later, chat with them later, see what they got going on. The Toxic Table is here, but looks a little bit different. Happy St. Patty's at Boston. Connor Campbell, obviously an Irishman from Boston. What a holiday. You look fantastic in that jersey.
Yeah, thank you. I didn't want to mark out for AJ too much, but when he comes on, you know, I'm looking forward to the exchange. I actually have never worn this one. It's been sitting in my closet for a long time. This morning I woke up, holy shit, St. Patrick's Day on a Friday. Let me grab my green pub shirt because obviously the pub, we went through that whole entire St. Patty's Day thing. I grabbed
There's so many people listening right now that have no idea what that is. The pub was this condemned shithole that these dudes lived in whenever we first started this company. They were getting paid way too much money to be living in the absolute dog shit that they were living in. And they somehow got kicked out of this house as opposed to suing the landlord for allowing them to live in this house. They called it the pub. No floor was flat. It was a shithole. But the pub did gain a little bit of notoriety because of how terrible it was. And it did host one St. Patrick's Day
Hell yeah.
without killing anybody somehow.
Nope.
So the pub is very much dead.
No,
The spirit lives on.
the pub will never die, Pat.
The pub is almost as dead as the guy that lived right next door that shot himself.
What?
Okay,
Pubcat is still alive. Until Pubcat goes, the pub will never die, Pat.
the neighborhood in which the pub was in was certainly a fascinating one.
Yeah.
It was like new nice house, new nice house,
Blood.
new nice house,
Blood.
shithole pub,
Yeah.
new nice house, new nice house, new nice house. But with all these new nice houses, there were some people going through some shit we found out, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
There was some big time neighborhood drama that was going on. And anytime anything went wrong, they said, well, it must be the assholes that live in this condemned.
We're
shit.
always the neighborhood app.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were always, literally, there was a gunshot that happened, and everybody thought it came from these guys' house. They were like, has to be from the scumbags in the shitbag
Because there was like 6 cops outside of our house, too. So it was like, oh, that's obviously them. No, it was the neighbor guy.
shooting himself.
Yes.
Did not kill himself. I did not.
No,
leg
no,
by
no, he
accident.
didn't.
Plaxico Burr situation.
Yes.
He was cleaning his gun.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. Nonetheless, happy didn't put the pub shirt on and put on a champion shirt on because the pub, shit. AJ, champion.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and like you said, he's a champion. But yeah, I'm glad I finally got to wear Connor O'Neill Campbell as well as my middle name initials, Cock. Pretty
Oh,
sweet.
that is pretty. Did not know that.
Yeah,
That's great to know on St. Patty's. It is a feel good Friday all of a
Your
sudden.
middle name's after Robert O'Neill?
No, Shaquille.
Oh.
I don't know if he's Irish, but I do like the fact that
Yep.
Cock is your name all of a sudden.
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of always goes back to that, especially on St. Patrick's Day. Everybody calls me Cock. It's kind of one of those things we used to do in Boston, joke around. With
Oh,
each
that
other.
baby Boston Cock.
Boom. You know what I mean?
Because he's C-O-C.
Oi! Oi! Oi!
Mitt McMahon is sitting next to you. He has a purple hoodie on, sitting on the
Pretty
stage
sweet.
because Ty Schmidt has a little bit of a stomach bug. I believe that is going around. Everybody remember to not look at anybody. Let's do all the COVID rules.
Okay.
Don't make eye contact with anybody right now. Stay 6 feet away from everybody right now. Wash your hands, full ABCs, and put
Oh, yeah.
on your hands.
A lot of
Jizz?
Whatever that. No.
That could help
That
too.
would be.
Okay.
This is.
The sound. See, my eyes were closed because I was envisioning COVID times, and all I heard was that.
You heard yourself.
No, I
Beating
heard,
the hell out of yourself.
I heard the noise.
No, but I'm saying is, I guess this stomach bug is kind of going around. Ty texted me late last night and was like, hey, there's something not good. And I'm like, well, Ty,
yeah.
you know, the inside of Ty is not always good. But he woke up this morning not feeling good. It's Friday. Get 3 days. Get that out of you so nobody else gets it. Ty, we will miss you, pal. Happy St. Patty's, Ty.
Happy St. Patty.
What a week for him. Jesus.
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, Aaron Rodgers says, I want to play for the New York Jets.
Yep.
This is all the Green Bay Packers' fault.
Yeah.
Then Iowa, first round exit.
Yeah.
My God.
They
And
stink.
then all of a sudden he's puking and shitting. We got attic basement situation.
That's tough. 2 floods.
This is a tough week for Ty. Hey, Ty, we're pulling for you, pal.
Good
Happy
luck,
St.
guys.
Patty's, Ty.
He
St.
has
Patty's,
in the past stated how euphoric that feeling is, though, the attic basement.
He does like it.
situation.
I don't think he liked this one. The tone of these particular text messages was like cherry on top of the week, obviously. Had to happen. This is all. Next week will be a better week. Happy St.
Absolutely.
Patty's, Ty. So sitting in his place is a very Irish kid who has zero green on from my town. What's that all about? Happy St. Patty's, Mitt. What's the deal?
No, I have green on my shoes. Obviously, I have my green socks on.
Obviously.
And I have red my beard. My last name's McMahon. My mom's last name, her maiden name was O'Sullivan before it came.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm pretty Irish. I really don't
Wore
know
a purple
anything
hoodie.
else.
Yep.
Couldn't wait to put the purple hoodie on today.
I mean,
It goes
go
great
Lakers.
with the fit.
Love
This
purple.
fucking purple haze. Just started his green.
Fucking Lakers are playing, bro.
Yeah,
Are they
dude.
still alive?
Yeah, the Lakers are. They're alive and well in the play-in.
They haven't lost since LeBron got hurt like 3 weeks.
That's not true. They lost against the fucking Rockets because AD didn't play.
But that's one time.
But they're
yeah.
a much better team without you.
Okay. I mean, Tony's just a hater. It's all right, Tony. It's all right. I get it.
Anyways,
You're
man,
Italian.
happy
you wanna
St.
hate.
Patty's, pal.
Happy
Thank you,
St.
Zach.
Patty's,
St.
man.
to you.
NBA, nobody cares about right now because we're in the middle of the madness. It was nice last night, kind of bouncing around TV to TV.
Awesome.
More commercials this year.
Feels that way.
There's a ton of commercials.
I wasn't able to catch a rhythm. I was going to a game, maybe 14 seconds of play.
That's
Yeah.
just college basketball.
Normally they
Pat.
do every 4 minutes.
It's anarchy.
The under 16, under 12, under all those under timeouts, but it felt a lot more than
There is a stoppage in college basketball every 14 seconds, to your point. That's why they got to change the rules. They got to change the game. It's terrible.
What do you mean? That's Evan Fox, obviously massive Michigan State fan. They tip off, I think, in 4 minutes.
They call every single hand check, and then there's a stoppage of time somewhere in there. Too many timeouts. Like, they got to change that.
Okay, so
It's been like this for years.
college basketball is classic betting on kids. I don't know who they are
Bingo.
or even what state their school is in.
Oh, yeah.
But let me put this money down. Now, there was a couple kids I do know in a school that's in a state that I do know
Yeah.
that got a massive win last night. Hey, these Texas boys,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
13.5-point spread.
Going.
I felt good about it. These dudes are dogs. Although it's the tournament and 13.5 is a lot of points, like, is this team going to be able to continue at the end to just put the fucking throttle down?
Yeah, I'd say.
To win by 20, I mean, that is not easy in March Madness, college basketball at all, especially with how they're calling the games, to make it madness or whatever. Texas is a bunch of dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody needs to know this Texas team could go on a run. I've given them 2 motivational speeches in my entire existence. I know the boys on that team. I felt good about betting on them last night. Now, I know they're a lock the rest of the way. One half of the hammer, Dahn Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here to break down everything else that we potentially missed. Because I'm going to be honest, I tried my best to watch all those games last night. It was a lot of commercials. I couldn't find a rhythm. And then I got stuck on one game. And then I see the score at the other games. What do we need to know that happened and what's coming up next over the weekend?
Yeah, you talked about Texas handling business. That was on the list. Auburn beating Iowa. We talked about, which our dear friend Ty, rest in peace.
T's and P's.
He's not dead. He's not here.
No.
The Hawkeyes are dead.
Boom. Well, the women's team might win it all.
Kalen Clark,
Maybe.
yeah, they're buzzing.
They normally choke too.
Oh, what?
Not
Really?
Caitlin Clark. though.
Yesterday started off, the first 2 games were decided by 3 points. The first game, obviously, West Virginia, Maryland. Then we had our first upset of the day, Furman over Virginia, 12 versus 5 there.
Reese Davis said,
Sorry,
keep an
13
eye on
versus
Furman.
Furman can
13
shoot.
versus 4 in that one. But that was not the biggest upset of the day, my friend. For the 9th time in the history of the NCAA March Madness tournament, a team that was favored by 15 points or more lost.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
It's like a bunch of nerds.
Bunch of nerds.
Bunch of nerds didn't lose. Bunch of nerds won.
What?
Princeton.
nerds?
Princeton, Ivy League school, beat number 2 Arizona as a 15 seed.
A lot of people had Arizona going all the way, right?
Yeah, a lot of people. Some of the most important people in this country.
What's your problem?
What is your problem?
What does that
saying,
even
a
mean?
lot of people.
What does that even mean?
I'm just saying, a lot of people had Arizona. What do you mean?
No, a lot of people did have Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just did
Some of the most important people in the country.
Guy Fieri had Arizona winning.
I didn't know Guy Fieri had a bracket.
Boom.
Does Guy Fieri have a bracket? Is that who it was?
Yeah.
He said most important person in the country, and that's immediately who I thought of.
Yeah, and he said donkey sauce for Arizona for life if they win.
Okay.
They didn't.
Well, that might be a
Gangster.
bigger loss than a first-round exit for a number 2 team.
I'd say.
Yeah,
That's
that was-
being favored by 15 points. Princeton has a basketball team. I did not know
Yeah,
that.
pretty good squad. The Ivy League always puts up a fight because they run they're very disciplined. They run a great offense.
Smart.
Hard work.
Take smart shots.
I was trying to describe them without having to say, fucking the Ivy League kids are smart.
Kyle Brandt had his Princeton shirt on today on Good Morning Football.
Oh, was he running back there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was very good, I think,
Yeah.
running back there. But I didn't understand it. I was like, we have Flashback Friday going on. Now it makes sense that Princeton got a big-time win.
Yeah, they did. That was a huge upset. Duke looked really good.
Yeah,
Duke
man.
took care of business.
Yeah, Bob, right?
Yeah, Oral Bob's. My bracket's busted.
Oral Roberts was a good program. They were like 30-2 during the regular season. They were a pretty good fucking team, and then Duke took advantage of them. Bama won without the best player in the country, scoring a single point. They won by 20-some points there. That was weird.
Brandon Miller, 19 minutes played, 0 points.
Correct.
They still were up 20 at one point whenever I had turned on the game and heard that he had scored 0 points.
Yes.
So that's not good for anybody.
No.
If they're up 20 and the best player in all of college basketball scored 0 points, I assume that bucket's going to get a lot bigger for him going forward. Is that what we're assuming?
I would think so. I would think that the team is not going to get worse when he starts scoring.
Yeah, gambling wise too, that game ended very interestingly.
Yes, it did.
We could just say.
Oh,
it.
dude, the kid from Texas A&M CC, okay, Corpus
This
Christi.
fucker.
What happened?
All time.
He called for the ball like there was 4 seconds left on the clock.
Down by 24.
And they were down by 24. But he thought in his head, hey, we're down 2 because against the spread, that's all they needed to cover.
Fucking 22.
Dude, he fucking pulls up, hits this 3 to cover with
Buzzer
no
beater.
time left on the clock. It was
Splash, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hand in his face.
He knew
It
what
was
the spread was.
Cleanest shot.
Yeah, this fucking guy.
Just fucking, how you doing? Keep it moving.
Yeah. Guy behind him on the bench was like, yeah.
Were they doing this number here? I mean, were they doing a full?
I mean,
Coach was giving him the don't shoot it. It was awesome.
Yeah, coach
fucking
was
guy.
the other way. Yeah. Wow.
He
College
knew.
basketball has not been clean, right?
No. He knew. That was awesome. That
So
was one of the
fucked
highlights
up.
of the day. Late at night, Penn State blew out Texas A&M.
Hey, that was a big deal, right? Texas
yeah.
A&M was supposed to be good at basketball.
They are good. Penn State was hot coming in. They lost to Purdue barely in the Big Ten tournament. They were hot. Yeah, they can shoot. Yeah, they can fucking light it
They
up.
got the guys.
Favorites 8-8 ATS yesterday against the spread. So no, they were 11-5 straight up. Unders were the story of the day yesterday. I believe it was 11-5, 10-5-1 unders yesterday. So that was pretty much a story of yesterday going into today.
You had hammered Dahn before the program today. Did you pick every single game, or what did you go about doing there?
I picked. We went through every single game today, all 16 today, and then all 8 tomorrow. Didn't pick every.
Yeah, what's the weekend schedule? We got 8 tomorrow, and then what's Sunday? None?
8?
No Sunday again.
Let's talk about Saturday. So we got all weekend here.
16
yeah.
today, 8 Saturday, 8 Sunday.
Let's go, boys.
Huge.
I got to find the rhythm when I'm watching it, when I'm watching the whole thing. Speaking of the weekend, this is going to sound incredibly self-righteous.
Okay.
Don't love doing this type of thing.
Okay.
We're going to get killed on Saturday Night Live, you think? You think this is the first time?
I assume, yeah.
So, like, when the COVID situation was all happening with
yeah.
Aaron, he was on there, right? Remember
Yep.
they had him on there?
Was it Pete Davidson? Was he?
I think so, yeah.
I thought it was too.
I think
yeah.
Pete was Aaron or whatever. And obviously, Gridiron has done their thing with Bleacher Report. Feels like,
Yes.
because the Jets are involved in it, feels like Saturday Night Live is gonna slaughter us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped for it if it happens. We have not been given a heads up. This
No.
is not like inside information.
Not at all.
We are just assuming, because of how ridiculous and absurd everything was on Wednesday, that there's a chance that we get murdered out there.
Yeah, I right now am picturing, because last time they did the 3 screen.
That would be a massive ordeal.
Yeah, it would.
Like, I know people don't view Saturday Night Live in the same way as it is in the past, but if our dumbass program somehow gets burnt, and this is not just there's a lot of people texting us telling us that they think there's a chance
Oh yeah.
that we're going to be. That's a hilarious thing.
Yeah, because they already know too. Like, they've done it before, and because of that, I don't think it's going to be the 3 screen. I can see it as like a darkness with you, Rogers, Woody, AJ, maybe even a couple other notable Jet fans inside of a dark hole.
So I'm a Saturday Night Live watcher. Always have been. I concur with a lot of sentiments about a lot of different seasons, about the lack of humor in some places.
It's changed.
I think this year, I think they've given some power to some writers that have some talent. And I'm only saying that because Travis Kelce's episode, Shoot Laugh.
Very good.
Yeah, Shoot laughed a couple different times. A lot of UFC people were all pissed off at me. Like, oh, how are you watching SNL over this? It's like, well, first of all, Travis Kelce, friend of the program.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce's an NFL guy, is hosting Saturday Night Live. Like, I'm certainly going to watch that.
And he's very funny too.
Yes.
On his own.
Character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great personality.
Yeah, they have a clip going right now from the New Heights podcast about, Harry Potter and Gryffindor, and it's hilarious. Him and Jason Kelce talking about it.
But the skits were good.
Yes. Yeah,
like
yeah.
the angles, the things that they weren't scared to talk about, which I think in years past they have been scared to talk about. Feels like they might have passed the pen to somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody, like maybe some new people are doing their thing.
You can open up a little bit here.
Yeah. So I'm a fan of the program, but whenever people start saying, probably going to get killed on Saturday Night Live, I'm like, me, guy in a tank top, the way I stand and talk, they got a lot to work with.
Do we know who's hosting?
They got a lot to work with.
Yeah,
there.
Jenna Ortega is hosting, and also
Is she in sports?
no, she was the star of this Netflix show Wednesday, which is like the Addams Family, kind of like
She's
a
also in the new
throwback.
Scream movie.
Yeah, she's in the new Scream movie coming out here soon.
Got it.
But like
She's not in sports, though, so maybe we slide.
Yes, so maybe not. Yeah, but we were talking about the biggest thing is what the banks. Is that kind of the other bigger thing going on right now in the real world?
Yes.
So maybe they do something with that. I still think
I don't know, I
either
saw one of
way.
our drones get pissed on.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
I saw one of our,
They could do that. They could probably do some sort of St. Patty's Day thing as well.
as they should. I mean,
Yeah.
show a little respect to all the booze bags everywhere.
But
People just hammered drunk 1 p.m. walking in the middle of the
yeah.
streets of the cities all across the country.
yeah, exactly.
Shout
Every
out St. Patrick's Day.
Shout out St. Patty's Day.
Shout out.
I know there's a lot of people that are pissed off about it, like the purist or whatever. They're like, that's not what it's supposed to be. It's like, it's not a bad thing that it is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Hey, whenever you think of St. Patty's, what do you think? Well, we're all Irish today. And what does that mean? Well, we all got to get hammered drunk
Oh, okay.
as soon as possible. Okay, we having a good time? Yeah, but normally the next day, St. Patty's gets people for
Yeah,
a
it's
couple of days.
Slow day. That's
Yeah.
why it's interesting Friday. Like, I'm wondering if we see, I bet the internet is going to be filled with a lot of drunk stooges this entire weekend.
A lot of cities celebrated last weekend.
Smart before March Madness, too, is a good idea.
Really?
Is that normal what happens before?
So I know Pittsburgh is always the Saturday before St. Patty's,
Okay.
so it's just unfortunate it falls on a Friday.
Yeah, because
Got it all the way back to Saturday. But
That's it's a lot of
I
prep.
think Chicago did
Yeah.
last Saturday too.
And Savannah, Georgia, allegedly is supposed to be a good time, too.
they go Boston and South Boston Sunday, and they're doing their parade, their entire thing.
Wait, is that a little bit more religious, or you guys?
No, that one is full go. Just everything you've described, exactly the same in Massachusetts.
Okay, sick.
Because like South Side, it's similar.
Have to do that sometime, I think.
Yeah,
Because Savannah,
agree.
Georgia is always like ranked like up at the
one of
top.
them,
I've never done it.
No.
I've done Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I don't know how you're going to top that. I have no idea how you're going to. I guess Chicago dyes the river or whatever.
Chicago does the
Our
river.
rivers are too damn disgusting. They could drop dye in there.
They're already green.
Yeah, exactly.
Bingo.
That ain't going to. They're more like brown mud.
One of them.
Shit.
Plus, some of the coloring might lift some bodies up. You know. You
All right. Anyways, happy St. Patty's.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Games that you love though. Can you give the people some games that we
Today?
should look at to bet on either today or tomorrow?
Yes, absolutely, I can.
Okay.
I love Santa Barbara as a 11.5-point dog
There we
today against Baylor. Baylor's been stinking as of late. Pitt, who won their opening round game, the play-in game. Iowa State is 3-7, just straight up coming into this game. So I like Pitt. I also like Drake. Drake's playing Miami today.
Drake.
Yeah, Drake's a good fucking ball club. Now I will say that Gumpy disagrees with me on that one. So just
is
take
that
that for what
right?
it's worth.
Hey, he got Arkansas yesterday, right?
He got Arkansas. And then the last one that I love tonight is love Grand Canyon plus the 15.5 against Gonzaga.
GCU.
Grand Canyon plus 15.5. I'm gonna
You
go
like
big.
the dogs, Tony?
Yeah, big dog day today.
Well, you said yesterday dogs did not do well, right? Unders did well.
8-8. Yeah.
Oh, 5 hunch. Joining us now is a man who he's above 5 hunch, but the other day, Aaron made him feel a little small.
Yeah, he is.
Not as small as others, though. So
No.
he can stand on their shoulders and feel a little bit bigger. Ladies and gentlemen, senior insider for the NFL, both the league, the network,
What?
the website,
What?
and the streaming service, NFL Plus. Host of the Insiders and the weekly wrap-up, the Rap Sheet and Friends, us being friends, he being Rap Sheet, Ian Rapoport. Ian, let's get right to it. As soon as he brought up your name, did you see how excited I got when he said, I think it was Rapoport? And I said, yes. I didn't know what was coming, but I got pumped up. You were listening. How did you feel like it went from your standpoint as the brand that is Rap Sheet?
I thought it was fine. I mean, I think you know me pretty well by now. Like, I don't really get offended by that. Like, even if there had been, first of all, if I reported something inaccurately and then someone rips me for it, that is okay because I deserve it. Like, once you put something out there in the public, especially doing my job, like, put something out there in the public, it's wrong, whatever comes is justified and it's fine. So the other thing is, if we are going to stand up here or sit up here and talk on the interweb or the television or whatever about all these athletes and they play and we critique them and we talk about their values and all that, if they want to do the same to us, that's also okay. Like, that's why it's not why you talk to him. I know there were some other topics, but that's really okay. So I don't get offended. I thought it was fine. Now, did I mind that others got it worse? Like, not necessarily.
Hell yeah.
But it was fine.
Hey, I enjoyed the way Shefty responded. I enjoyed the way Rossini, I didn't see all of it. Shefty
Good internet.
immediately.
Yeah, I
ahead.
hate to say it, but it's pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Then the people at ESPN were actually giving credit to Schefter
Yeah, that's right. The next day.
for Aaron's report. Shout out Omar. Appreciate you, buddy.
Boy, Omar.
Shout out Omar, guy who created the internet. We appreciate you, pal. So let's talk about it all. You knew everything he was saying there, or did you learn anything that you just weren't able to get solid information on to report, if that makes sense? Because it felt like a lot of people were watching, and this is not just Shefty and Rossini or you. This is like all media people. It felt like I got a chance to watch them say, we told you that we said this because that was good information at the time, and Aaron kind of either legitimized what they were thinking or saying at that particular point, and they missed out on some pieces. What about you? What did you think about it? What did you learn from it? And what's your biggest takeaway from around the league since post Aaron Rodgers convo on Wednesday?
Okay, so what I did know, or what I thought I knew at the time that was corroborated by Rodgers, when he went into the darkness, I was pretty sure he was going to retire.
Okay.
So that's, talking to people close to him, because everyone said the same thing. They're like, why are you just talking about because I think at that point we thought Jets and Raiders. They're like, why you keep talking about Jets and Raiders? Retirement is real. It is possible. You need to keep an eye on that one. So I said, okay, like that was something that I think I knew and he corroborated. So that's one thing. He said that he told parties on Friday that he wanted to play for the Jets. I knew he wanted to play for the Jets, but I didn't know it then. I knew it a little bit later. Like, I think I probably knew it 2 or 3 days after that. Because what I thought we were waiting on was for him to say, hey, I want to play for the Jets or I want to retire. What we were really waiting on was for the two sides to negotiate. So that was something where I kind of was a little late on it. It was fine, but I didn't know it in time.
Okay.
The thing about him saying, I got out of the cave and, by that point, the Packers had moved on. My understanding of that was they wanted to know, like, was he in or was he out? Was he with them? Did he want to play? Was he retiring? And at some point, if you don't hear anything, they were like, all right, we need to make a decision for us. And in our heads, they did. So I think he was right about that. But I also would say, like, they wanted clarity and maybe he didn't give it. But also, like, it's his life. So when he knows. And at that point, it was clear he didn't know.
Interesting, like the whole takeaway there about the conversations, how he felt they were going before he went in versus the catch-up of the text messages and the emails whenever he came out. Could you imagine, Rap, especially with your job and how often you're on your phone right now, literally.
Ooh.
Could you imagine going into the darkness 5 days, what your emails and texts would be like on the other side? That gave me anxiety just thinking of him turning his phone back on and being like, well, the tone from the Packers changed. It's like, how many other things did you potentially see in text, and how did you get the read that the tone was there? And are you talking about right now on your phone about the Bucs releasing Cameron Brate and Leonard Fournette? I believe that has happened today.
I am not talking about it, but that did happen today. I think both were kind of around the time of the combine when they were sort of announced. But Bucs are intending to release Leonard Fournette eventually, so that's like a cat move. So, but anyway. Your question was, I was thinking about Fournette. Your question was what?
See if you can get it.
Yeah, you listen.
Oh my God.
You said you were listening.
See if you can get it.
I was listening, but then you went to the
fucker.
Fournette thing.
No, yeah, I know. Let's just see if you can get it or not, though, because it's something that I think, you'd have a good answer to.
Yep.
So the other day, I was trying to type out some sort of tweet.
Here we go.
And I looked at my tweet, and it literally didn't make any sense. And I'm like, is my brain not working? And I think what happens is you sleep so little hours, and it's so stressful that at some point your brain stops working. So I think that's the point I'm at. Give me a little hint, and then maybe I can figure it out.
No, it doesn't matter. We're past it. But it was about basically, could you imagine going in the darkness for 5 days?
Oh, yes, that's right.
And then coming out with the text messages, and you would lose your job probably. You would have been done.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a time when I had to step away from my job for a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, because you had the boner pill.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Is that what it was?
Boner pill for...
no. It was the trim the...
shaving your nuts.
You trim the bush, the tree stands tall.
Whatever it was,
it's
it was.
Yeah.
It's all in the past.
Hi, I'm Ian Rapoport. I want to let you know, if you use this Manscaped, whenever you trim it, it looks bigger. And they trim it with no
My nutsack feels great.
Yeah, what is it? What was their thing? We were with Manscaped there for a little bit. It's like Nick-free technology.
Had a Hemi.
You're like, wow, I just go down here with my
phrase.
Hemi and my Nick-free. I just go through there on your Instagram story, and then all of a sudden, Ian Rapport's gone for a week and a half. Something's happening. What is happening?
But anyway, I did not have contact with people during that time, and it was weird because you feel like you're behind and you miss everything. Now, it ended up being fine. Obviously, you catch up.
Look at you.
But, like, it's weird. Like, same thing now is, like, you go through free agency, and I literally can't read my emails. Like, I have probably 2,000 emails between my two accounts, and I have no earthly idea what's on there because you just can't keep up. So, like, I feel like I've been in a weird hole too, and life has gone on. You're like, I missed something, but I have no idea. So anyway, I could not imagine that now.
Well, I want to let you know that your terrible attitude going into this past week was alarming. How do you feel now, one Friday removed from that? How was the week? How would you judge your performance? It felt like this year with the information drop, one of you would have the break and then the other would have the details. Was that an accurate assessment on what the week was, and how did that end up happening?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I think we did pretty good. As a team, it was. I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty psyched. There was
Hell
nothing,
yeah, team. Way to go.
team.
No.
Way to go, NFL Fast.
Garofalo,
Yeah.
Pelissero,
Yeah.
Ian Rapoport.
Siciliano.
Siciliano.
good team effort. It was intense and extremely stressful. We didn't murder each other, which is awesome. Worked together pretty well.
What?
Because it's stressful. Everyone's after the same thing. It's
Your team.
all of us want. No, I know, but like you don't always know what everyone's after. You're all making the same calls, and sometimes you'll be like, "I have this," and then someone else will report it. You're like, "I have," but it's like, and then there's a million things. So sometimes you're like, "Hey, I'm here." Like me and Pelissero were on the same page for the Stephon Gilmore trade, and we were both hearing it, and it's like, "All right, we're gonna do this together. We got this," and then we ended up. So anyway, I think the performance was good. I'm happy with it. It was a lot. I would not say it was the most enjoyable experience of my life.
How come? Why? Like people are texting you like 4 a.m. saying, "Hey, we're thinking about doing this." 2 a.m. we're doing this. Like, why is it no sleep and so stressful? It just feels like. Talk to me like shout out to Tone and everybody else who used this. Explain to me like I'm a 4-year-old why this would be stressful to get a text message from somebody with information and then tweeting it up. The process of tweeting sucks. Take it easy. The process of tweeting sucks.
Sure.
That is a long process. The process of putting it up on every platform is work. That is a real deal. It's not work compared to bricklaying or anything else like that. But
Right.
it is a tasking, time-taking, and when time is all you have, that is a problem. But why is it so stressful? Like, are these people making decisions at weird hours, and are things taking place at weird places? Like, why was it so stressful? I think I'm confused by that.
Think about it like a puzzle. So you get a puzzle, you dump it out on the floor, and there's all sorts of pieces. And you look at it and you're like, I have no earthly idea where these freaking pieces go. And then you start to turn them over and you're like, oh, well, obviously this piece fits here. So that corner is done. And then someone signs and you're like, oh, wow, this isn't at all where I thought. And then you have to figure out, like, where does every piece go? But the people talking to us, a lot of times they don't want you to know, or they don't want someone else to know what they're doing, or they're talking to one team and they don't want this other team to know. And it's a lot of uncovering at times when not everyone wants everything uncovered, and you have to figure out where everyone goes. So, like, it's stressful because there's only so much money, there's only so many spots. You kind of know where, like, these teams need a right tackle, these teams need a quarterback, whatever it is, but knowing when the deal is actually getting done, what to focus on, how the dominoes fall. Like, it was, like, there was, on Monday night, Draymond Jones was talking to someone, Zach Allen was talking to someone, and Dalvin Tomlinson was talking to someone. And I spent a good hour being like, who's everyone talking to? And, like, and ended up figuring it out, but it's like, they don't want you to know, because if someone, let's say the Broncos are talking to Zach Allen, but they're also kind of talking to Draymond, they don't know which one they're going to get. They don't want you to know who's their priority. So figuring out what's what is a lot.
So
it's fun, and when you get it right, it's awesome, but it's a lot.
So I know whenever there's like a flat edge puzzle piece, you think it's on the outside, but it could be on the other side if you flip it upside down.
Or on the bottom. Could be on the bottom.
Who was somebody? Bingo. Or the top.
What?
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
Suck
shit.
down.
There's 4 sides normally.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most times.
Holy hell. Unless it's a archipelago? No.
Peninsula?
Archipelago is.
Yeah, I think that is something that doesn't have 4. Oh, okay.
I thought that's an island. Isn't that an island?
It's a group of islands.
Yeah.
Don't be a stooge, Rap. Jesus, don't be so dumb. Okay, you're supposed
Peninsula?
to be. Yeah, peninsula.
Like
maybe
Florida?
doesn't have 4 sides.
Peninsula.
Yeah, it only has a couple sides.
Yeah.
Nonetheless. What was a piece that was maybe on the side that was supposed to be on the bottom or on the top? Was there something that was very blindsiding to you that somebody else might have reported? You were like, I did not know that was going to happen in this particular signing cycle?
Let's see.
Like there was reports that the Pittsburgh Steelers were in on the Orlando Brown Jr. So then there was obviously the signing by the Chiefs for Jawan Taylor,
yep.
I believe from the Jacksonville Jaguars to big money.
Yes.
So as soon as you see that, flat edge here. Okay, Orlando Brown out of the Chiefs.
See ya.
Now that's how you got to kind of piece it together.
See, that's a good example because I knew they were trying to figure out Orlando Brown. That was their priority. They gave him a deal. It was big. It was similar money, I think. And then at some point, I was hearing that they were going to move on. And I'm like, well, if they move on, like I figured it would be for another position. And then it was like, boom, Jawan Taylor. And you're like, take a younger player, similar kind of profile. He's your new left tackle. And then it's like Orlando Brown goes where? And the Bengals were another one. Like I knew that they were talking about someone big, but figuring out that it was a left tackle when they had a left tackle who they may now trade in Jonah Williams, like that's kind of, you're like, well, where are the left tackle spots? Well, not the Bengals. They have one, but now they're just going to replace it. So like that's a lot of what this is about.
Okay, so Jonah Williams, tackle for the Bengals. Bengals offensive line towards the end of the year, very good, right?
Yeah, they came together.
Well.
They started playing very good.
Yep.
So them changing that, interesting. We respect Orlando Brown Jr., though. We think he's a hell of a ball player.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Jonah was allegedly going to be taking over the right tackle. He didn't want to do that because obviously there's a $10 million difference a year between left tackle and right tackle in average salary. So now he's up on the trade block. Does Cincinnati want to do that? And is he coming to the Colts? Is he going to the Steelers? Because they were alleged. Where do you think he ends up happening, and how long does that take, you think, to make that play?
So I'm not. I think you're reading it right. Like I'm not. He was supposed to go to the right side. He has been pretty clear. Like really throughout. I remember this from the draft process. Like he is a left tackle. That is what he wants to be. I think there's going to be. Some trade interest. The Steelers, I'm not so sure about. It's a big salary. I mean, that's part of the problem. It's $12 million something on the 5th-year option. So, that's a lot for someone to take on in to take all of it. It's a 1-year chunk of $12 million
in the division.
So he's going to have some options. The teams that needed a tackle that didn't get him would kind of be, like I thought the Bears might take one. They like their left tackle. I think that would have been interesting. Let's see, the Patriots signed Riley Reef.
He's 80.
Jets have one. I kind of wonder there. Like there's some teams that I think will be interested, and I would imagine for the right price since he is willing. Because basically they'll be replacing the money. I mean, they're giving the money to Orlando Brown, who's $12 million, and Jonah Williams that they can now send off and have someone else pay.
Okay, so when does that happen, you think?
I mean, the trade request didn't last night.
The eye roll.
Yeah.
No. I'm just thinking about it in my head because the trade request went in last night, and it could happen soon. There are teams that would like to get everything filled before the draft. That's kind of your goal, right? You want to go into a draft with no holes so you can just take the best player available. So, since he's generally pretty reasonable, it could happen today.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, can't wait to see where he potentially goes if it does happen today. Last question for me, then the boys have some questions. Aaron Rodgers told us that the Green Bay Packers and the Jets have to get it figured out. I am in the firm belief that the Packers have zero leverage here. Zero. They've already said they do not want to have Aaron Rodgers on the team. Mark Murphy has said publicly, if what we want to happen doesn't happen, then I guess we'll have Aaron Rodgers back. He actually said that.
Could not believe that.
He actually said that.
I know. Could not believe it.
And then he said Brett Favre had a great career here. Allegedly. That's what was reported. That was said. That we didn't say anything.
No.
We didn't say anything there. We just make sure that. And then he said Aaron had a great career here. And then great question from the lady doing the interview when he says if what we want to happen doesn't happen, then boom, boom, boom. That's so the rest of the NFL, who is some of the greatest negotiators, not everybody, But you're talking about negotiation, knowing the games,
A lot of them.
knowing everything, know when you have something to stand on, when you don't have a chance to stand on something. Like, that's a big deal in negotiation. And there's people saying that, well, Aaron just came out and said he wants to play for the Jets. And their fans think like, well, we either have Aaron or we have nobody. It's like they still got Zach Wilson, and they could suck. So the Packers' only leverage is like, we might make the Jets suck next year. Like, that is really their only leverage. Other than that, they're sitting on $60 million for a guy that they've said they don't want there. And if he wants to make their life hell, he just shows up, stands there, pay. He can do that for fucking what?
Just sit on the bench.
3 more years if he wants. Like, I don't understand how they have any leverage. Do you feel that way? And what do you think it actually takes to get a deal done? How close are they in your eyes?
So I've thought about this probably way too much as far as who has leverage and how does this deal actually happen. Because based on the way the contract is constructed, there's no trigger. In other words, there's no like roster bonus that's due on this date and they have to trade him before here. The roster bonus that would basically make his salary $60 million for next year is due at the start of the season. So the only real sort of leverage point is if 2023 picks are going to be included in this deal, and I believe that, at least one would be, has to be done by the draft. Other than that, I don't know when.
So the Jets have the leverage in that then?
I don't know. Like,
got the good
yes,
pick.
right. In that situation, the Jets would have the leverage because they would have the picks. So that's the problem.
I got people on the internet that I respect saying Aaron just lost all the leverage from the Jets. It's like the Packers have none as well. Like they're
all this. That's exactly right. It's all the same. Neither side and both sides have the leverage because both want it to get done. They just haven't been able to figure out a price. And like I could argue either way that the other side needs to get it done. But the other thing is, what's the price? Like, how do you figure out a quarterback who's going to cost $60 million, but is one of the greatest ever, and probably plays more than 1 year, but might only play 1 year because you just don't know. He's almost 40. Like, what is the price? Like, there are reasons why this has been so hard. There's not a lot of precedent with this, and neither side has the leverage. It's difficult.
So what do you think it ends up being? Because the Jets make use of their picks. The Jets are good drafters. I mean,
They are good at drafting.
They had the offensive rookie of the year, the backup offensive rookie of the year, and the defensive player of the year. And they think the backup defensive player of the year. So the draft picks mean a lot, obviously, to them. So they don't want to give as many of those up. It probably ends up costing what? Like a 1 and then a future in however Aaron performs based pick? Is that what you think?
If it's a 1 and it's number 13, I don't know. I should not talk about things that I do not know. I do not know if that would be included or not. I mean, that would be a high price, but I don't know if that would be included. I think your read is probably around right. I just don't know, like, who would agree to which part of that. Because, like, it's just... Anyway, these are all the reasons why two very smart people and very good negotiators have not been able to figure it out.
Who's the smart person?
You mean as far as negotiating, like in this negotiation?
Yeah, who are they?
Joe Douglas and Brian Gutekunst.
Oh, Gutekunst, we're just automatically assuming he's a smart person?
I mean, I think
Joe Douglas is proved as Gutekunst. I mean, that's an interesting, right? I think.
I think he's pretty. I think he's an NFL general manager. Those guys.
Jordan Love
they've never been shitty fucking general managers.
Jordan Love pick is a good one. Probably.
If
we'll find out. I mean, we don't.
No, we don't.
We have no idea, right?
And that's the other thing is like, I've talked to plenty of Packers people who really like Jordan Love and are optimistic, but they know what is the truth. I think you do not know. You
have no idea.
No clue.
They're trading Aaron Rodgers, and when the lights come on, they think he's going to be good, but the reality is you simply don't know.
Okay, I assume Gutekunst is a smart human. He's a general manager for an NFL team.
Got there.
But just being like, well, we got two really good negotiators. Is like, do we know that? I don't know if we know that. I don't, for Gunt, I don't think he's proved anything, has he?
I'm trying to think of what trades they've done.
Bingo.
Surely
they don't.
Devontae, got rid of Devontae, right?
Yeah,
Devontae was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh, good one. Yeah, lose the best player in football.
Sammy
Value,
Watkins.
though. It was a 1 and a 2, right? That was good value.
That's coming up, I guess. We'll see.
Yeah, what'd Tyreek Hill go for?
Well, they were at the NFC Championship. And then they traded up to draft a quarterback that will start 4 years later.
Yep.
And since the time of that guy starting, you pay another quarterback $150 million
Most
with
of the league.
no
But that's
outs.
Aaron's fault, though.
With no
That's
outs
Aaron's
on your
fault.
side.
He
Whose
won
fault?
two
This is
MVPs.
negotiating, bud. We're talking about negotiating.
No, I'm just saying that's it. Like him them drafting Jordan Love and him going out and absolutely crushing it is, I guess, pretty on brand because Brady sort of did the same thing after the Patriots drafted Garoppolo. But this whole situation was created because Aaron Rodgers continued to be awesome.
Nope. This whole situation was created because they traded up into the first round to draft another quarterback when they were just in the NFC Championship and had some obvious holes in the roster that could maybe take them to the Super Bowl the next year. Personal opinion.
I don't disagree because you mentioned the interview. What my takeaways from the interview? It all goes back to Jordan Love. Like that was another thing where he started there. Like, all right, we'll go back to, what was it 2022, whatever it was. Like, that's still, obviously that hurt. I remember he didn't know about it beforehand. Like,
well, you got to remember, his only thing that people knock on him is he only won one Super Bowl. This guy's only won one Super Bowl. So then they get to the NFC Championship game. I agree, concur. But the only thing that, like, people bash him for and how competitive of a human he is he's only won one Super Bowl. So then they get to the NFC Championship. He's on with us, that draft spectacular.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, hey, we might trade up and get like another weapon or might get a weapon.
Help the defense.
He was like excited, like because they gave up 180 yards before contact, I think, against the San Francisco 49ers in an NFC Championship game.
Yep.
He was like, there's a couple people out there. There's a little bit of this. He was supposed to come back onto the draft spectacular if the Packers traded up and made a pick. Like that was supposed to happen. So then Green Bay trades in. We're like, all right, call Aaron. Let's get Aaron on this thing. And then they draft Jordan Love, and Ty Schmidt has that, God damn it, yell moment. And it's like the whole world just changed completely. So, like, I think there's a chance that, like, not just the Jordan Love pick, but when it happened. Like, yo, we got a Super Bowl team. We literally have a Super Bowl team, and you're thinking, like, 5 years ahead now at this point. It's like, what about right now? And I think another big part of that convo, and you would know more about this than me, but we've seen it happen in a lot of places. New regime comes in, they're the smartest humans on earth, you know? And the reason why they're the smartest humans on earth is because they know that their legacy is going to be defined by what they accomplish as opposed to what the person beforehand. So you got to respect the fact that they feel that way and you understand why they feel that way. But this happens in a lot of businesses, you know, where it's like, hey, there's no loyalty between us. I was actually told that during my first negotiation. There is no loyalty between us. We did not draft you. We are not the reason you are here. Like that was said to me, but that was just an NFL. Think of every single business that happens. Like when a new person gets put into place, they're like, what am I going to be remembered for? Boom, we got to kind of get rid of all the old shit that's doing good. And then we got to do our thing. Yeah. It's just classic human. But I think at that moment, it's not just Jordan Love. It's also that they chose not to try to win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Clearly is what it was like they were trying to do. And that probably, potentially.
Well, and they traded up for it. I think of all the things, like if they let it come to them and it's like, we have to take the best player who's on our board, like, okay, we'll just do that just like they did with Aaron. Maybe it was different, but going to get that quarterback, I'm sure made it sting a little more. But I would say this. So my personal opinion, I always think is really not very relevant because that's not really what I
No,
think.
you matter. You matter.
No, I matter.
The insiders.
My opinion doesn't matter. And I don't like to give my personal opinion on a lot of things, but in this situation, here's my opinion. If you get a quarterback for the future who is your franchise guy, if you are able to say goodbye to Aaron Rodgers and have another guy who can make you good for 10 years, whatever else happens, it's worth it.
Agreed.
Like all the messiness with the Packers when the Favre retirement, unretirement, Rodgers comes in, there's tension. They got to have Aaron Rodgers for a decade or whatever, more than that. So to me, I'm sorry. To me, even though it got a little messy, very messy, and it's still messy, it's still worth it if the Packers don't have to wander into their own darkness without a quarterback.
Yeah, team, listen. Time heals all wounds, and the team could go on to be great. And if they do, I think we'll all say, Gunther Kuntz, he had it right.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Good
what
call.
we'll say. You know what I mean? And Gunther Kuntz knows that that's how he'll be judged and remembered and everything like that, which is why, once again, I feel he has no leverage.
No.
He has no leverage in this because the Joe Douglas knows that as well. He's like, you have to play this guy. You have to pick up his 5th-year option. It's his 4th year. You have to do this. Like, you're in this situation. This is your pick. You chose to do this. Is one of your big swings. Like, I still don't. I assume the deal's going to get done.
Yeah.
But I don't understand what the standoff is for. Like, let's just come on. There has to be a way we can just kind of move on. You guys find out if your pick is right, which all videos we've seen out of Jordan Love lately, Jordan Love's a fucking dog.
Yeah, he's slinging it
on the field. But could you imagine Aaron goes over to the Jets, wins the Super Bowl over there? Oh my
They'll
God.
be successful.
It'll be loud. The only reason why I know that is because Peyton went to Denver. We cut him.
I remember that.
Moved on. And then he just broke the record for most touchdown passes the next year. 1 to 2 Super Bowls, won one. And everybody in Indianapolis is like, oh, Andrew Luck's great. Let's not. Hey, we love Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
But our guy, he's in the Super Bowl every fucking year since he's left here, and now he's never seen in a Colts jersey.
No.
Ever. Only time you see him on TV, they put a picture up of him. It's
that is weird.
Denver Broncos jersey. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's because they never cut him. That's probably why.
Yep.
Connor has a question for you, Rap.
Yeah, Rap Sheet, some more trades going on, or at least trade rumors right now. There's Jerry Jeudy being shopped, possibly DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona. Are there anybody else I'm missing, and what is the status of those two guys? Is that not as, assumed that they're going to be traded anymore, and will they maybe stay where they are?
So the receivers who I'd say names have been discussed in trades, Hopkins you mentioned, I could see him getting traded somewhere. I don't know where. I mean, but, really good receiver. Money will be probably fine. He's not looking for top of the market money. Looks to me like one of those like final piece of a championship team
Patriots
situation. So, we'll see on that one, but I think a trade is certainly possible. Jerry Jeudy, I know teams have been interested. There was a time during the last week when I thought, all right, like he might actually be traded.
Ooh.
It would be expensive, but he's a good young player who's, not making a huge salary. So I would imagine that'd be for a 1 or more if he got traded. I just don't know that happens. Brandon Cooks is another one, who I think the team is open to trading him. He's got a huge salary, though. He's got it's either $16 or $18 million fully guaranteed. So there have to be something to make that make sense. And, I don't know who can take on that right now. Those are the names that we'll be discussing. And, every year around the time of the draft, there's a big veteran who gets traded. Maybe those are ones we'll revisit.
A.J. Brown, what a trade that was last year. Tone has the last question for you, and we appreciate you taking time out of your busy Friday.
Wide receiver that wasn't mentioned, OBJ. Is he gonna? Do you think that happens soon? Do we think that's an after the draft thing? What's going on with OBJ?
Yeah, I mean it's crazy because he's been a free agent for a very long time, and I feel like we've been talking about him on TV for a very long time,
and on the internet.
And on the internet.
Thank you.
I know that there's interest. I mean, I would imagine several of the good teams, similar to Hopkins, except doesn't cost a draft pick. The good teams are looking for a final piece, So we talked about around the time when he was originally available, the Cowboys, who I think that ship has probably sailed there. We'll see. Maybe they're still.
He tweeted Saquon. I saw that.
Yeah.
Saw that. Giants. I don't feel the Giants because they just signed a couple receivers.
Hey, tell Joe to call my agent, bro. Okay? I got some more shit left to do.
I appreciate him not cursing on the internet. That was a good move. I like that.
Very cool.
With the X, I didn't even see that. My brain just immediately goes SH with a T at the end. Cool. That's shit.
Shit.
Unless we're talking about basketball.
That's right.
And then it's a shot or golf or something like that. Or boozing.
What?
But normally it's just, I read it as shit. I didn't even see the X there. Yeah, thank you to OBJ for doing that. Keeping it kid friendly.
Yeah, for the kids. In case the kids follow. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Saquon said, steal that motherfucker. Very clear.
Yep.
Said it, but actually he said MF.
MF.
Maybe that's why the X was the I, because he was trying to match Saquon's energy for the kids.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, we're breaking it down. Now we're figuring it out.
Saquon cares about the kids. No, so I think it's
He's
just
got
no one
two
met his
kid-sized quads.
Yeah, he does.
His legs look like two toddlers, just hanging off of his hips, right above his knees. So that would make sense. You know what I mean? Ian, can you please get to the point?
Seriously, Trick Daddy loves.
The point is, no one has met his price yet, and we're not through free agency, but I think it's clear it's the second wave. and he has not found a deal that he would take. And sort of like deadlines will often spark these deals. Like there has to be something that will force teams to say like, we have to have this guy for this price. Maybe someone gets through the draft and doesn't have. I mean, I hope he signs like tomorrow because it's been a long time since we've been talking about this. Yeah. But maybe it's even by the draft. Someone gets through the first round of the draft. They didn't get the receiver they wanted. Like, all right, now we got to pay more than we thought. But he's still out there, and it's been forever.
Had a hell of a catch on that one video we seen from Prince of Nakamura. I believe his full workout was released to the internet. He looks great. Can't wait to see where he ends up. Last thing before we go, Commanders are going to be sold this weekend?
That would certainly throw up a wrench in my weekend, but that would be okay. Not that it's about me. I'm just saying.
It's always that hurts me, so that would suck.
It's funny. The thing about Ian, that first letter, what? It's always
about that's a coincidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But you, ever since a kid, you've been writing I.
Yep.
I, a lot of I, never the we conversation.
No W's in Rapoport.
We would be ashamed, we would be saddened, and it would be a shame if Leah Rapoport had to deal with you dealing with the Commanders being sold this weekend after free agency with Jude and Max and all the fam over there. But is that going to happen, or is that imminent, or no? Go ahead.
First of all, I feel my poor wife, who is the best, has had to deal with this craziness, nonsense for Combine, last week, this week. I've barely been around, and when I've been around, my brain has been not working. Like, you got to feel for the people who actually matter in this situation. It's certainly not me. She's amazing.
Atta baby. Hey, happy St. Patty's Day.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy the day.
The Commander's sale, I would say, I don't know right now that it is imminent, but I would say this would be around, if it's going to happen before the March meeting, which is coming up in like 2 weeks, this would be around the time when it would happen.
Okay.
So I would say at least we have the eyeball emoji up right now.
Okay, sweet. We got a little bit of hey. Do we get the monocle out? Are we going to get the
the guy.
No, because
magnifying glass.
This is like we're watching.
Okay, we got our eyes on him. Got it. We're also watching a little bit of USC Michigan State. Michigan State was up like 15. It's now like a tie fucking game.
Yeah, what the hell happened?
And Michigan State was a team ride for us in here. We're losing money. You watching any March Madness, Ian?
Oh yeah. I got it on. It was on during.
All right. You're not watching. Sounds like a lie. Your brain's not working.
I'm watching.
Have an incredible weekend. We're proud of you. Happy St. Patty's Day, pal. We appreciate the hell out of you, ladies and gentlemen. Ian Rapoport. All right, let's get to a break. On the other side, we got AJ Hawk. Can't wait to hear what the hell AJ Hawk is up to.
Mm-hmm.
We also got they're down now.
What the?
That's not good.
Michigan State is losing, Foxy.
Yeah, West Coast team. Their game was at about 9:15 a.m. for them. Now they're awake. I did not factor that one in there.
January,
February.
Izzo with a disappointing run in the tournament. April. May.
That's not how it goes.
That's what our life has been with you.
Yeah, so far.
Actually,
I didn't know anybody from Michigan State. I never knew anybody from Michigan. You're the
neither.
first person I met from Michigan State.
I think we had one Final Four run since I've worked here. We'll take that.
No,
I don't.
We beat Duke, remember?
Yeah.
To go to the Final Four.
So much money since I started working here, betting on Michigan State and Iowa.
Yep, me too. Because these fucking guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a guy. He cuts. He's a dog too. Yeah. Izzo's gonna have him. Izzo's gonna have him ready for the tournament.
Yeah, don't compare us to Iowa though. Iowa's coach has been there for a long time. He only has 4 total tournament wins. Izzo has that in 1 year.
What is Iowa's problem?
I don't know.
Yeah.
They got offensive coordinator for the football team, 130th out of 131.
Bad.
Bring him back for his 7th year. It's not like he. This is 6 years of implementing this offense.
Coach's son.
They're the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And
Won't fire him.
It's a loyal bunch.
Ty does not deserve this right now.
What? Ty's going through a lot. He probably doesn't even know. He's right now. They don't ever. Basketball coach only has 4 tournament wins.
That's a tweet I saw yesterday. Yes.
How long has he been there?
A while.
Yeah, but he stared down that ref. It was sick.
It was sick. That was in the Big Ten championship, right?
Yeah.
No, that was against Michigan State when they came back. Should have been a technical. Game should have been over.
That was in the Big Ten tournament?
No.
It was just regular season?
Right before it, yeah.
Foxy's best bet, though, when he came in on Hammer Down this morning was USC to win the first half, Michigan State to win the game.
Yeah, plus 550.
Oh, so hold the phone. This is important.
No, it isn't important because the amount of money that I put on the team wearing the white jerseys right there,
Yeah.
I would like them to just win outright.
We just need a win.
I would like, geez, USC buckets. It is going to hit, Foxy. Foxy's bet's going to hit.
Let's go. Second half team, baby.
It's coming down.
What
to
is a
this.
tie? I assume tie at half is great odds.
Yeah, that would be probably.
Oh,
That was
shit.
1,000.
Here we go.
Lose your parlay.
Yep. Here. Oh.
Miss.
It's your guy. Oh!
Man.
They can't even do anything.
Come on!
Tie ball game. Good fight, boys.
Come on!
Play a better second half. Sorry about it, Foxy.
Oh.
All right, AJ Hawk joins us on the other side of this Feel Good Friday. We'll also answer some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. 1-833-432-3663. That's 1-833-4-DO. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Let me tell a tale about this little blue can. Inside there's a nectar love from here to Japan. It's a vibe, it's a time, ice cold over with lime. So sublime.
This shit is divine.
It's the beer of choice when you wanna rejoice. Hey yo boys, what's the noise? Hey yo boys, what's the noise? Well, us and Bud Light have made it a fish. We bring the stoogery, they bring delish. Feels like a genie just granted us a wish. Cause for all of us, it was love at first sip. Now be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Going Drizzly Code is what? $5 off tonight. Going Drizzly Code is what? $5 off tonight. Cause if you're living life right and you're drinking Bud Light and you wake up in the morning and you fight the good fight, then you're doing A-okay, doing A-okay. Matter of fact, you're doing great no matter what they say. Now, be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Going Drizzly Code is what? $5 off tonight. $5 off tonight.
Wide.
Hey, that ain't gonna help. Miz, that ain't gonna help. That's gonna do nothing.
He was a three-sport athlete at Plum High School, where his volleyball team was in the mix for a Section 3 title. Making his Lake Tahoe debut for the brand, McAfee! Aaron Rodgers!
Hi, baby.
AJ Hawk!
Hi, baby, AJ. Yes! Yeah, baby.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Good shot.
AJ, you got one of these?
We got about 12 of these.
That's not real.
Good line here. Good line here. Buy some drinks.
Great putt.
Yeah. Oh, he wants to all-star, brother.
Hey, let's go.
Get in. Get in. Come on. Here we go. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Our American Century Championship coverage rolls on here from the back deck of Edgewood Tahoe. How about Pat McAfee stopping by, man?
Yeah. Ooh. Oh! Tried. That's a good one to win on.
Here we go now. Here we go. Let's go.
Get it off of you, AJ!
Good step.
Barefoot, get it off of you!
Let's go.
Hey, baby, hey, T.
Way to go, boy.
The other thing too is if Connor gives you a second serve and he's hitting that little blue one, you've got to capitalize it. You've got to get the point.
Gotta kill that thing. That's a great turn. That's a great.
Someone called it in and someone called it out. I did not call it in. I was looking at Mitt. Mitt did.
Oh, we have a referee discussion. Mitt says he thinks it was in.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay. Connor is not happy. Not happy.
He threw his battle.
Yes, he did.
We'll see how that ends up working out for him. You see, refs, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
Refs of all sport can maybe learn. Got a little McEnroe hitch.
Mm-hmm.
Pack is a fast server. All right.
Yeah, see.
That's right. Oh, Connor's in his own
Connor's
head.
lost his cool. Exactly.
Oh, my God. We have multiple balls. He threw his paddle just moments ago.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this glorious, feel-good St. Patty's Day Friday, March 17th. Hour 2 starts now.
Feel good.
Friday is what we're experiencing over here. Obviously, March Madness is taking place. 16 games today, 8 tomorrow, 8 Sunday. We'll have our eye on all of it, and hopefully we'll be winning while gambling on these kids that we don't know, playing for schools we've never heard of, but putting on an excellent display of athleticism for the world to watch. Who will have their one shining moment? We know a lot of teams that are already out. Who will be the next team to ride a wave of momentum all the way to a championship?
Hell yeah.
We will watch along this weekend. We will not be watching Saturday Night Live. It's a rerun on Saturday.
Okay.
So all eyes are on March Madness all night. I cannot wait for that. We appreciate you so much for allowing us to do this every afternoon. The Toxic Table is here, although it looks a little bit different. At Boston Connor, rocking a great jersey and an incredible hat, too. I didn't even see the green on the hat.
Yeah, I figured I'd, mix it up a little bit, a little Von Miller, a little AJ Hawk. I'm interested to see if AJ's going to come on here with his own jersey.
Yeah,
what other green does he
That's
have?
a good call. because it is St. Patty's, and a man who is very Irish,
Oh,
Mitt O'Neill McMahon or something like that, rocking a purple hoodie. We appreciate you sitting in for Ty, who is currently a little bit under the weather. Go Stomach Bugs.
T's and P's.
Good luck out there, Ty. You learned Aaron Rodgers was leaving. Iowa had a first-round exit, and now you're shitting and puking your brains out. Good luck out there, Ty. What a week.
Might be heartbroken.
One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. And ladies and gentlemen, live from Manatee, Ohio, is a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup champion, a video game shit stirrer, an NBA pundit, a father of 10, and COVID survivor. On this Feel Good Friday, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. You're not, AJ.
I can just sense the disappointment.
Holy shit.
I can sense it.
What?
I'm not as good looking. I don't have as strong of a jawline. I don't have a Ryder Cup championship, but I am honored to be here.
Holy shit.
What the hell?
That's not AJ in a mask, huh? Is that what we're seeing? Everybody seeing the same thing I'm seeing?
I've seen it.
I think.
That's fucking JJ Watt. JJ Watt. JJ Watt. JJ. Thank you for JJ Watt. Hell yeah.
St. Patty's Day miracle.
This is a miracle.
Wow.
JJ, it said 3-time NFL Defense Player of the Year. Is that real? You 3-time NFL Defense Player of the Year?
Holy shit.
It's worth drinking a Guinness to, I'll say that.
Hey.
Happy Patty's Day to you.
Hey, happy St. Patty's Day to you as well. I know you, obviously, when you decided to retire, we were not happy about it. Just because we're such fans.
Yeah. Nice. JJ's gone. This sucks.
Such fans of the way you played. And obviously, when I was with you, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Thank you for joining us. I know you've been living. But whenever I played for the Colts, obviously got to watch you down in Houston. And I've talked about it with a lot of people that you were on every single page of the program. Every company that had money in the Houston Texans organization had an ad with JJ Watt. You took over the whole place. That Turned Down for What song that Little John put out was basically made for you in that Houston Texans stadium. Then you go to Arizona, and you continue to be an absolute dog over there. We assumed you were just going to be able to play for 100 years. When you decided to retire, we wanted to thank you, and we were bummed. So you need to hear that directly from us, JJ.
No, thank you. You guys, I was talking to my wife this morning, and she was saying, "You're doing what?" And I said, Pat has been unbelievable to me my whole career. While we were playing to when he's done, he's been fantastic to me. And I said, anything Pat needs, Pat gets. So I'm very, very excited and happy to be on board, and I appreciate your friendship over all the years, and I look forward to it in the future.
Hell yeah,
Wow.
JJ. Listen, that didn't sound forced either. It sounded natural.
No.
Didn't it? It sounded
That was
real.
cool, yeah.
That sounded real. I appreciate that. So we found out that AJ's not going to be here today. So obviously we give a call to Jay. This was 13 minutes before the show went live.
Who could be the best person that we could possibly have on?
Okay, and I text brother. You text back quickly. I'm like, thank you. So I call you immediately because I know you're on your phone.
Yeah.
So it was a
Get
little
him.
bit of a, let me go ahead and call.
Oh, yeah.
Would have been tough to text everything. So I'm like, here's what I'm thinking. AJ's not in. And AJ about 1 o'clock. I'm going to intro AJ. Bang, your face is going to pop on. And you're like, I'm in. Whatever. There wasn't even like a thinking to it. Yeah. So you need to know how cool that is. A lot of people wouldn't have done that, especially at your stature. Let's dive into it. How's life? What are you doing? You're just dad of the year right now? Husband of the year? What have you been up to? Are you getting the itch now that free agency's happening? Drafts coming back? What has it been like to be completely removed from the sport? And is that what it's been like?
I will say that's part of the beauty of being retired. Like normally on a day like today, I got my workout scheduled. I got everything lined up, so I wouldn't be able to say yes to your call. I wouldn't have been able to answer. So now I was going to work out at 10, so I push my workout back, a couple hours, and I'll work out later. You just kind of move stuff around, or maybe I won't work out. Maybe I'll just go straight to the Guinness.
Hell yeah! St. Patty's, maybe not.
But that's the beauty of it. I'm loving being a dad. I'm really loving my little son Koa and watching him grow and teaching him things and spending time with my wife. And I'm actually significantly busier in retired life than I was not retired, because when you're not retired, I carved out a 4 or 5 hour window every single day for training, recovery, my body, and everything. So nobody could talk to me during that time. I was scheduled. Now I don't have that like built-in exact excuse where I can say, sorry, I got to get ready for the season. So now I got calls and meetings and everything, and it's a busier time.
Yeah, I think I learned that as well when I retired. My life got like 4,000 times more busy. Now, granted, I was a punter, and I was not shaping out 5 hours a day.
Sure.
Give me a good 30, 45 minutes. Let me make sure these legs still work every once in a while. I'll do that. But that is a nice excuse to have that you could literally tell anybody. Business person wants to chat with you. It's like, hey, I got to go train. And that person immediately goes, oh, you're JJ. Well, of course.
Yeah, duh.
Of course you have to do that. Now, if you were to like miss something, they're immediately going to go, oh, this guy doesn't like us.
JJ,
This guy, yeah. You almost
But
feel
I will say, I mean, free agency started, and some of these specifically defensive line contracts that are being tossed out. I mean, I did have 12 and a half sacks last year when I started looking at the numbers. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's a lot of money. And I start looking at the business world, and I'm having these meetings, and I'm seeing the numbers they're putting out, and I'm like, wow, you get paid a lot more to tackle people. It's fascinating.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing when you just go straight dollars for dollars on what you're going to do. Is that real thoughts right there? Or are you fucking with everybody? Because right now, I just heard like 5 different organizations immediately go, oh, bring him in.
Yeah, JJ to the
Bring
Steelers.
JJ. Pittsburgh Steelers, his brother's there.
Yep.
His brothers are there. They could use another guy that could get to the quarterback. Or do you think whenever you see these contracts, do you think to yourself that the game is kind of, because you were around smash mouth football, then air raid offense kind of came from college into the NFL here recently, like 5-6 years probably. And we all wondered the cyclical nature of football and life as a whole, if it was going to come back to like a smash mouth style football. That first day of free agency, it was D linemen, guards, linebackers that are a little bit bigger. You think that's happening right now? You think football is kind of changing a little bit?
I mean, I think that there's no doubt you need a great quarterback. I mean, that's just an absolute necessity in this league. If you don't have that, you don't have a chance. But outside of that, I think if you don't have the offensive line to protect that guy and to be able to road grade at least a little bit in front of him and give you some running game to work off the passing game, and then if you don't have people to get after the passer and stop the run, you're going to be in trouble. You absolutely need receivers and running backs and things like that. But I think after the quarterback position, being able to build the trenches look at what the Eagles have done. They've rebuilt their team basically twice.
Hey, that's bully football too. They're playing like bully football over there, I think.
And they have what is their core? When you think of the Philadelphia Eagles, what do you think? You think of Jason Kelsey, you think of Lane Johnson, you think of that defensive line with Fletcher and those guys. I mean, they have built and that's why it's been sustainable for them. I think you have to build your team in the trenches, and obviously you got to not get lucky, but you got to hopefully get a quarterback on a rookie deal that you can build that team around.
And if you got a young team, you can go get an older quarterback who's like almost 40, has done ayahuasca, and is like, looking to do his thing in the big city. We'll definitely dive into that. Connor has one for you.
Yeah, JJ, while you're talking about O-line, D-line team centered around a team you played twice, the Niners were kind of like that. As, a D lineman going into that game, are you more so like, okay, I have to take on Trent Williams today, this is going to be terrible? Or is this more so a situation where you're like, I'm going to step my game up? Because I believe it was that your last game or one of your last games where you played the Niners?
Last game.
Yeah, and they cheered you
What
off.
you have, 2 sacks? You had 2 sacks, and then he had a couple right down the line.
Christian McCaffrey, yeah.
So and then there was a couple
of those.
We thought maybe you were going to break your nose.
Thought
so
he was
you
going
could
to
get
do
the fucking
this.
the whole. We thought we were doing a whole nostalgia package on
Yeah.
that thing. I do remember that.
It was it's a fascinating thing because it's you as an athlete, it's both sides of it. One, you're like, son of a bitch, this is going to be a long day. Like, this guy is really, really good. It's going to be tough. I have to work significantly harder to beat him and be that much smarter. But at the same time, you also really look forward to those days because that is the pinnacle of sport. That is the pinnacle of competition, the pinnacle of athleticism. He is the best at what he does. I consider myself the best at what I do. Let's go out there and see who actually is the best. And I think those are the most fun matchups because you actually get to find out all the work, all the studying, all the film, all the tricks. We've been in the league for a long time. All the tricks and the little things you've learned over the years, you try and use them all. And sometimes he gets the best of you, sometimes you get the best of him. But it's a lot of fun to play that little chess match.
Okay, I could imagine. I assume he thinks the same way about whenever you're playing, no matter what year it was. J.J. Watt's here. There's obviously tackles. I know a tackle in specific that played for the Colts that, like, J.J. Watt week was miserable for this man. Like, it was miserable. I'm a massive fan of his. He is a massive human being. Yeah, I think you probably know who I'm talking about. Big Paisano, happy St. Patty's, to Costanzo. But like Costanzo, I would eat dinner like the night before with Costanzo. He would be at the table and he's good. I get along with him. And I would just read and he like, you want to see the fucking notes that I have for JJ? And then like the notes for JJ versus like other people, just vastly different. You were a nightmare for people. And I think because you were, and because the human you were, obviously everybody was interested in everything that you did. There was a story that came out where you like fell asleep at like, what was it, like 9 p.m. or something like that. You woke up like 4 a.m. every single, do you remember this? And is that accurate? Is that how were you that structured? And is that why you were so good?
I mean, I don't know why I was fortunate to have such a great career, but I was very structured. I definitely was taught early on, first from my parents and then from great coaches and mentors along the way, that you can be extremely talented and be successful, but the way to make it last and the way to be better than everyone for a long period of time is to have a plan and stick to that plan. You can't just kind of figure it out as you go, and obviously you're tweaking as you go, but I was in bed at 9 o'clock most nights. I mean, I still am now just because it's a habit. You're up early, you're eating healthy, we're lifting. I mean, I never wanted my preparation to be the reason that I failed. I never wanted to look back on my career and say, if only I got more sleep, if only I worked out harder, if only I ate better. If I didn't, my injuries are my injuries. That's always going to be one of my biggest regrets, is that I never fully understood how great I could have been if I never had the injuries. But those are
how
true
do you
things.
stop that? I mean, I don't know how
snap
you
my leg in half. Like you don't stop snapping your leg in half. That wasn't a training thing.
Yeah, but more milk, right? Remember?
Bones
are weak.
But it's just like I wanted to look back and be proud, and I wanted to know, like when I left the game, when I did, I wanted to look back and say, you gave it everything you had, you enjoyed every second of it, and you did the best you could, and that's the way that I left the game. And I'm fortunate to have left it on a proud personal season. Obviously, I wish we had significantly more team success, but I'm proud and I'm happy, and that's why I'm not coming back, because I'm happy with how I left it.
Yeah, I made the Pro Bowl my last year as well. You got 12 and a half sacks. Now forever, during this free agency time or in the middle of the season when something goes wrong at a position, you'll get a text from people. Like every season since I've been retired now 6 years. Yep. This will be my 6th season. Every single season, at least 2 teams will send a text like, hey, any thought of maybe, like we need you 3 weeks.
Could you do it right now? What do you think?
Could I be top 32 in the world right now?
Yes.
I think so. If I had to get through a couple games.
Hell yeah.
If I had to get through, I'm in better shape now than some of the years. You've seen me. I'm in better shape now than some of the years that I was in there. But like going out on a high note where like maybe not media knows, but like coaches saw me, my lords everywhere. So that would be my biggest thing. How about you? Like, I'm sure you and your wife who badass, right? Koa is going to be an absolute dog. Can't wait to see what Koa grows into. But have you and your wife talked about like late in this? It happens to me, and I am a punter. It's going to happen to you though. You're going to get that text. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but like if I was training and I'm training, but I'm not running. Like I have not run since the season.
So you wouldn't want to ruin your legacy, is what you're saying. You don't want to go you would put on tape. I thought about that a couple times too. It's like I'm not ready right now. I don't want to look like shit. You're thinking of that forever.
1,000%. Like I don't want to go back and have my last memory be something. I like the way that it went. I mean, like I said, I wish it was better from a team perspective, but my last game, my son was in attendance, my wife was in attendance, my parents were in attendance. I got 2 sacks. What? The 49ers organization was incredible in my send-off. I mean, they put a video on the board and the opposing fans gave me a standing ovation and chanted my name. Like forever, that is the final image I have of my NFL career. I don't want to go back and, either get injured or play like shit. Or just have my last minute. Like right now, I can always look back and be very happy and proud. And now, can you look at it the other way and say, well, maybe you're going to win a championship. Maybe then your last memory is better. Yeah, but that's not a gamble I want to take right now. I'm happy. I'm good, and I got a little son who I can spend a lot of time with.
I'm happy that Hard Knocks got to document it too, because I think every human that watched it was like, hey, you deserved it, pal. Honestly,
unreal.
I don't think I've ever talked to any player that has ever said anything like, JJ's a fucking dog. Like, that is exactly whatever. You talk a lot of shit, though. Hey, I didn't know that.
I give a lot of credit to the NFL Films people because I did Hard Knocks back in 2014, and it was good. But I would have done things differently, certainly. And so this time around, when I heard we were getting Hard Knocks, I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to be involved or anything. But Steve, the producer, who's incredible, he came in, he said, trust me, we're going to make great. And he's one of the first people outside of my family that knew I was retiring because I kind of let him know, like, this is going to go down. Like, I just want you to be ready and have an idea. And so from that point forward, he was incredible in saying, like, hey, we're going to do this the right way. We're going to capture all this content and give you the raw footage so you can give it to Koa someday. I want him to be able to see your practices, your games, the impact you had. So the NFL Films and Hard Knocks people were truly incredible. And even up to that last meeting where I cried when they played the video, they asked me going into that meeting, can we mic you up? And I said, no, I don't want to be mic'd up. Like, it's my last meeting. We've already done all the sentimental stuff. They don't have anything planned. And thankfully they were in there because that's a memory now that I have forever.
And Koa, we'll get to see like them talking about like, because I had a chance to golf with the Mannings a couple of weeks ago. And, when Peyton was doing all his Peyton stuff and I got to like watch it behind the scenes, content wasn't like a big, like content game wasn't a thing.
Right.
Like, so now, like I asked, like, it would be cool, right, if your kids could have seen like, because they saw him at Denver, but like at Indy, like you were running you were the GM, you were the head coach, you're the offensive coordinator, you were the strength coach at times. Like that content that you can kind of hold on forever is a beautiful thing. I'm happy you got to experience that. And those NFL Films folks, good people, bro. Good people.
No, they did such a good job. So I trusted him so much, and he told me, he was like, listen, if there's anything you want to on camera that you don't want put out right now, just let us know. So in the Denver game, I had 3 sacks in the first half. And after my third sack, I knew the NFL Films crew was following me. They knew I was retiring. So after my third sack, I sat on the bench, and I was kind of just looking around like I knew I was retiring. I just had a 3-sack game. So I just kind of looked at the camera, and I said, Koa, this one was for you.
Oh.
So like now, someday I'll be able to show him that little clip of his dad, having a great game, and then looking and speaking to him in the camera where he has no clue what's going on now, but hopefully when he's 15, 16, he'll be able to appreciate that.
Man, that's incredible. In NFL Films, like the people that we've all chatted with over there have been very nice to us.
Awesome.
Now we've had to deal with the NFL through NFL Films, and that's been
different story.
I want to hear all this. Like, this is the stuff I'm fascinated about. Now, who knows if you get into it on there or not, but like negotiations, the talks, like this is fascinating.
Did you see the PAFL? Did you hear about this?
Mm-hmm. The graphics.
All right, so
yeah.
When we're hand drawing the graphics, I don't know if you, for like a week and a half, like that just came out of nowhere. It was the NFL Films people were on our side, but they had to actually go do like battle with NFL lawyers. Like, hey, they're paying us a lot of money. They've been good partners. They pretty much make the NFL look good all the time. There's no reason for you to make them have to do this. And they've never encountered somebody that'll be like, all right, this is what I'll fucking do.
Fuck it.
And then I go, is this what we want me to do? Is this literally what we want to have happen? And we're ready to do it for the whole season. Wait till you see how we would have drawn you.
Yeah.
JJ. But yeah, the NFL Films people have always been very good to us. And if you think about all the mic'd up that they have, I mean, they've had to protect a lot of people.
Yes. Oh, I mean, can you imagine if even with Hard Knocks and, you got to do things certain ways because these teams are letting you in their buildings. But if you put out the real stuff, there'd be a lot of Emmys won, my friend.
I think so. I think there'd be a lot of numbers. I think there'd be a lot of relationships ruined between coaches and players, just from my potential standpoint of what I've heard people say about this dumb motherfucker talking about just in the heat of the moment, right? And then like, oh, you're mic'd up. Oh, so somebody has that. Somebody has heard that somewhere. We need that person to. We need to go ahead and get
forever.
We need to get rid of that. Shout out to NFL Films.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, Tone has a question for you, JJ.
JJ, you talked about spending time with your son, so you're obviously not going to be a coach in football, but you're a football guy, so I assume you want to stay involved with football somehow. Have you thought about how you want to do that?
I have, and I still don't know the exact answer. I mean, I'm certainly exploring the broadcasting aspect and just trying to stay around the game in a one capacity or another. Coaching is just far too time consuming.
So terrible, bro. Who does that?
Dude, It is the most, like, people don't, they get paid handsomely, which is understandable. Like, so I get why people, say, oh, they're getting paid. I mean, coaching, actually, if we really want to talk about people whose time consuming and not getting paid enough, training staffs, cafeteria staffs, and equipment guys. Oh, yeah. I mean, those their hours are insane. But coaches, I mean, the whole reason for retiring is that you get to take your life back. Like, it's so that you get to spend your time how you want to spend it and enjoy the relaxation. I don't want to jump right back into a profession where I'm like, oh, what the hell? I should have just kept playing for. I got to fix a printer
today. What am I even doing right now? That coaching life, you got to be made for it, I think, don't you?
Yeah, you have to be a certain type of person, and you have to also have a certain type of relationship and family to be able to be away from your family from 6 a.m. until 10 p.m. every single day, and then going on the road and doing the combine. And then you take it to college coaching, and you're talking an entirely different level of commitment. It's incredible. So you got to be a certain type of person.
You and me both, man. And then every human that comes on the show also, except for AQ.
Yes.
AQ Shipley signed up for it one year. He went and did the coaching thing down in Tampa.
Yeah.
As he was going in there, everybody that knows him is like, what are you doing? He goes, I want to, make guys better. I think I'm going to, okay. And then we're getting photos from him at 5 a.m. fixing printers.
Yep.
That's actually what he was doing.
Jam.
He was this is him.
Yep.
He's at 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, AQ, get the fuck. You played 12 years, dude. You're not, there's no reason to do this whole thing.
That's the thing. I'm like, you play all this time so that you don't have to be sitting on the floor fixing a printer. Like that's why you put in all the time.
Yeah. That's why you're sitting in frozen lakes in Wisconsin. That's why you're doing all the training. I know you've been a little bit checked out, playing some golf, enjoying the family, traveling a little bit.
How's your family? How's your wife? How are we coming along?
Good, bro. We're really good. Really, really excited. You've been, very in contact through this whole process, obviously, because you're a newer father, and I've appreciated that. But, that first trimester, I felt so bad for her, man. It was, very sick, everything. It was these women are badasses, dude. And obviously women are badasses. I believe that. But you go through a pregnancy and just what? Her body's just moving organs right now.
Morphing.
Her shit is just moving inside of her body so that a human can be. It's bananas, but all is good, man. We're very, very excited. Life is good over here. I'm pumped to be a dad, JJ. I'm pumped.
Good. I'm glad. You're gonna absolutely crush it, man. It's gonna be so cool. I'm excited to watch your journey and see you guys. I'm happy for her. But like you said, once you're not going to stop being impressed the whole way. I mean, what they're able to do, what their bodies do, also just the nurturing nature. I mean, something as simple as holding the baby for a long period of time. Babies are heavy. My son especially. I mean, kid's a freaking bowling ball.
Hell yeah.
But after 15 minutes, my delts, my back is gone. I mean, cash. I hand him to my wife. She holds him for 2.5 hours straight, no problem. And I'm sitting there doing math in my head this doesn't make any sense. But these women, man, they're incredible.
Unbelievable. It is. That has been my biggest takeaway from the whole thing is okay, so I've always known Sam's a badass. She's a funny human and everything like that. She genuinely, I think, loves me, all the time, which is cool. That's hard to do, I think, a lot of times. So, I appreciate that. Then watching her go through this pregnancy, it's bro, that's
great, man.
Bro, you're a badass.
Good for you.
You are a badass. I can't wait for the whole process, and you're an inspiration, so I am very, very thankful for you. But as you've been parenting and dadding and traveling and living, you have kind of poked back into the internet a little bit on some topical stuff. Let's start with the Lamar Jackson tweet that you put out there. The Lamar Jackson tweet I found incredible, and obviously 15.5 million impressions on a tweet. Hey, that's a good tweet.
Wow.
Hey, it looks like you might be able to do something with this media career.
Hell yeah.
Might be able to do something. Over 10,000, 11,000 retweets is hilarious as well. Why are all these teams so publicly out on Lamar Jackson, an NFL MVP winner in his prime, but the most important position in the entire NFL? What am I missing here? We're all very confused as well, but you understand the business of the game just as much as we do. There's the thought that they don't want to do the guaranteed contracts. And you were in the league a long time. I got a chance to be in a league in the previous generation. Previous generations from us, everybody that has ever talked business-wise about the NFL contracts has said, we need to get guaranteed contracts. That is a sticking point for a lot of humans in NFL locker rooms. So when Deshaun Watson, with everything that was going on, I know teammate of yours, but with everything going on, in that your moment of walking off the field with him saying, we just wasted one of your years. That is NFL Films, by the way. Yet again, that's a whole other thing. But with everything that was going on at the time and how serious everything was, for a $230 million guarantee to happen with the Cleveland Browns, I think a lot of quarterbacks, especially guys that won MVPs, were like, okay, now we go. Now this is it.
Right.
Do you think the NFL has just said we're not doing it? Like, what do you think it is with the whole Lamar situation from your perspective?
Well, I think there's two things here. Number one, my tweet is, if people want to talk about the contract and the negotiations and the guaranteed money, there are arguments to be made there. There is no question. My tweet was specifically in regards to how quickly so many teams announced that they were out.
We're out!
Now, yeah, it was literally like, we're out. Oh, look, this team's out. And it was very strange in a world where the single most important position by far and a unanimous MVP winner is available at the age of 27 years old or whatever it is.
6, I think. 7, yeah.
And everybody's just all of a sudden out so quickly. Like, you're not even going to make a phone call. You're not even going to just do some due diligence. We're just going to be out. That's what struck me as so odd. And in this situation was a little strange. Now, guaranteed money and everything, I'm a player. Guaranteed money is the number one thing that I would love. Like, I would absolutely love for that to be the case. I completely understand from a business perspective why the owners fight staunchly against that, as they should, as businessmen. But for players, and if I'm sitting in Lamar's shoes and I'm looking at the Deshaun contract, I'm absolutely saying, I'm a unanimous MVP. I'm still in the young prime of my career. Why shouldn't I get that? Like, just put on paper comparison. Any negotiation, you put up person A, person B, and you say, which resume would you rather pay more to? And if you're the person that they would, you should get more than the other person. That's just how it goes. So I completely see it. Mine was just more the odd nature of everybody being so quickly out.
Loud. Teams that needed quarterbacks. Very, very loud, which then led to they're colluding. This is collusion. But all you need, JJ, we know this, one owner. All you need is one owner to be like, no, fuck it. $232 million.
Take it.
Guaranteed. How you doing? There's new ownership coming in with a lot of money coming into the NFL. I think these salaries and guaranteed monies are only going up, JJ. I think it's only going up.
Yes. It's crazy to watch it happen, which is great. I mean, I love watching it happen, but like we were just talking about, in 2011, I signed the biggest defensive contract in history.
Damn.
And now today, that is the middle of the road defensive line contract, which I'm very happy for. And I was talking to my dad, we're from Wisconsin. My dad was a firefighter. We're sitting on the couch and he's seeing these contracts come through and he's just kind of staring a hole through me. And he's like, you don't want to play another one?
We still got the barn.
You're just going to pass up that kind of money? Like, you're just going to let that go? And I'm sitting here I'm sure every player in history looks back. We were talking Dan Marino, Charles Barkley, these guys who were great in their times, but didn't necessarily make the contracts anywhere near these guys are making now. It cracks me up because you're always going to think like that. There's always going to be somebody making more. And now I just hope it's my brother and he lets me borrow his plane someday. That'd be great.
That'd be very nice of TJ to do that. And you were a part of building it to this particular stage of the game. So you can take a lot of pride in that. Joe Montana, I think, was on the, which one is it? The NBC morning one.
Today.
Is that Good Morning?
The one with
Good Morning America, or is it Today? I think it's. I get these confused.
Today Show, I think.
I think it's Today Show.
Yeah.
Today Show.
Okay, the Today Show.
Yeah.
My wife watches NBC in the morning. Hoda's on there, right?
Yeah, that's today.
That's
today.
right.
Okay, today. The Today Show had Joe Montana and Joe Burrow on this morning, and they were doing something for Guinness, and they were donating sweet potatoes and some other stuff for St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
And Joe Montana was asked about the modern contracts for quarterbacks, and he said, I'll tell you, if I could run to that window right over there, I'd be running right back onto a football field. It's think about Joe Montana, dude. He had we looked up his stats, 1,600 rushing yards throughout his career. Obviously, 4 Super Bowls?
Yep.
4 Super Bowls, was the guy. And he'll get paid forever because he's Joe Montana and he should and everything like that. But those contracts back then versus what they are 10 years ago, let alone what they are now, Joe Montana's just got to be these fucking
it's incredible.
kids.
Son of a bitch.
They're doing their thing. There was another tweet that you put out that I think, sound some bells and raise some alarms. And I don't know the exact wording of it, but hey, NFL free agency draft reminder, if you're hearing a rumor, it's because someone wants you to know. If people want to keep something quiet, they absolutely can. It's 100% possible to do deals without any leaks. Now, the reason why I loved you tweeting this is because if we go back to when you decided to sign with Arizona, you were allegedly getting shirts and things like that shipped to neighbors and friends of neighbors' houses so that it didn't end up at your log cabin in Wisconsin because you thought the mailman might potentially see the delivery and tell somebody. So whenever you say that it's possible to do something without leaks, do you genuinely believe that it's possible, or do you have to do like 1,000 different steps to keep something private in this particular stage of the game of the NFL?
No, I believe it's absolutely possible. I don't mean, I know that you're a big Rapoport guy and he's on all the time, so I give Ian his credit. Shefty and all those guys, they do an incredible job trying to get every single piece of information. And the reality of it is both sides have to truly want it to be quiet. There's reasons for each side to want certain aspects of it to be public, and that's why. And also, there's sometimes that nobody cares if it's quiet or not. Like sometimes players want it out, sometimes teams want it out there, but sometimes it benefits one side negotiations for something to leak. But if both sides truly want it to be quiet and care for it to be quiet, I do believe that it can. Because if the owner and if the player both make it very clear to everybody involved, management, agents, everybody, listen, nobody's leaking any of this. They are the ones with the power to make that actually happen. And I was fortunate in my situation down here that was the case when I signed here. Is we were both in agreement that nobody's going to say anything about this until I get to announce it myself.
Till I'm under a squat rack.
Hell yeah.
What? Doing my thing. You're not under a squat bar right now, right? Ever again?
Oh yeah, I just squatted on Friday. Or no, yesterday.
Are you doing that forever?
No, not forever, but it's an interesting thing to transition your workouts. It's very interesting because you have old habits and you have old ways and you try and figure out, okay, I'm not training for anything, but I do want to look good and feel good. But I am capable of lifting these heavy ass weights. And I do want people to know,
still got it.
If I have to, I can beat the shit out of you.
Hell yeah.
So you're like, all right, should I put 405 on the bar today? But there's no reason for it. But then I'm just going to put 315 on. It's so hard to figure out exactly what the workouts are going to look like. The first thing that dropped was running. I was like, there's no reason for me to be out here sprinting around.
Agreed.
So I dropped running. But as far as workouts go, yeah, I still work out very hard.
Okay, so here's another thing to add into your thought process. What are you saving it for, too? Why not do 405?
Yeah.
I don't need my legs to be fresh at all.
Nope.
For anything.
The only thing I'm trying not to do is get hurt, because if I had to do a surgery and rehab from a surgery with no game to go back to, that sounds like the most miserable thing on the planet.
Rehab is the worst after surgery. We try to talk about it on here as much because everybody's like, all right, he's got surgery. He'll be back in 4 months. I'm like, we need to take a breath here. Those 4 months are fucking miserable. Mentally, physically, everything. So just assuming he's back, okay, in 4 months, all right, that's if everything goes good. That's what's projected. But let's not just skip over what's taking. There's a metal rod being rubbed through scar tissue for 45 minutes. It hurts so bad. So bad.
My wife and I have this conversation all the time. She had 2 ACLs, and I've obviously had my injuries. One of the most incredible things that sports owners have done, which, again, rightfully so, we get paid, we know the risk, we understand. Normalizing injuries and the recovery from injuries is crazy how the owners have kind of, just sports in general, have just made it yep, he tore his ACL, he'll be back in 9 months. That is a miserable process. It is, and we just act like it's yep, no problem.
Yeah, go do it.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Simple.
Hop on the moving sidewalk for the next 9 months. And just go ahead and just get there to the process. We'll see you when you're back. Better not miss a step either.
Right. And then they get pissed if it's 10 months. And you're
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Why is this guy taking Bakhtiari? People, what's going on? What's taking so long? Why I don't know. Maybe because they opened up his leg, went in there with tools and fixed it, and then closed it back up, and now he's trying to make that work again. Oh, against the best athletes on the planet. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's it. Freaking idiots.
You are. Hey, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that on the internet if you look for it. Obviously, people are going to judge that.
Yeah.
I'm happy you share the same sentiment as us because it is miserable. I've gone through a few surgeries. No ACL, thank God. But just like 2-month recovery, and it's like, I hate it every single day. And I was the only person. The people that were in the training room with me, they hated what they were doing. That's why that training staff, so vital. So vital. And to your point about them not getting paid enough, they're comedians, they're motivators, and
psychologists.
Yes, psychologists. They have to keep everything, and they got to be up at all times. Like, can't have you be miserable because I'm miserable. So if you're miserable, we're not doing anything.
And they start, if my rehab starts at 5 and they want to ever get their own workouts in, I remember always in Houston, my guys would be in there at 4 a.m. pushing prowlers and everything because they want to get their own workout in. Then their day starts at 5 when I got a rehab, and then they're there till 9 p.m. I have so much respect for like all the people who make the NFL go that nobody ever sees or understands because they really do make our lives so much easier, and they don't get the pay or the credit that they deserve.
Yeah, the only thing you see is a meme going, water boys in the NFL get paid $75,000 a year. It's like, that ain't enough.
Nope.
That ain't enough. These water boys and water girls are living a miserable existence, but they have to be positive. Have to be positive. You are doing some shit that can get you fucked up, though. You're playing the hockey? You're back in the hockey?
Yes, that can absolutely get me. It did fuck me up. I was done for 48 hours after I played last.
Dude, that's like this I put on like rollerblades a couple of years ago.
Sure.
Growing up, we did a lot of the blading, you know what I mean? We did a lot of blading around town. Pittsburgh, it's a nightmare too with all the hills. Like, we're really rolling the dice every time we stepped out there, but we did it. I didn't know that this muscle here on the outside, I didn't even know it existed. I put this rollerblade on as an adult. This thing locked up. As soon as I got it on, then my calves locked up. IT band was like, nah, we ain't doing that. I lasted 4 minutes. I used to be like 3 hours. You're playing actual hockey? I couldn't there's muscles you don't even know exist, right, that are getting used there?
Dude, so I grew up playing hockey, but I stopped playing hockey when I was 12.
Oh,
I still
was that you?
Shit.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Clap bomb, bro.
Little clapper, little C-bar south, no big deal.
Yeah, the goalie kind of just gave it to you. It's like a movie, but I mean, that was an absolute ripper, pal.
Bar diesel.
So these NHL guys, they got a pickup game that they play every Thursday here. Some of like the newly retired NHL guys, and they called me and they were like, "You want to come play with us? We heard you skate." So I have not skated in 6 years. I haven't played hockey since I was 12. But I kind of have this thing now where I'm retired, where I'm like, just say yes to stuff. See what happens.
Yes, man. Yeah.
There you go. Jim Carrey.
So I show up. They have a full bag of stuff for me. We'll get into it at another time about 99, the helmet.
Can't fucking wear it.
Drop them, dude.
Can't fucking do it.
I know Wayno's legacy. Nobody needs to tell me about Wayne Gretzky's legacy.
Wayno, pretty good. Wayno, pretty good.
You don't fucking
Pretty
know.
good. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think every player in the NHL could score 100 goals for the next 100 seasons and still not have as many goals as Wayne Gretzky's career.
Wayne Gretzky could actually eliminate all of his goals and still lead the NHL in points. I found that out recently.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah, mind-blowing.
Anyway, so I showed up, and not only do they have a hot dog roller in the locker room for post-game, already rolling hot dogs. They had a full bag for me. I went out there and played 1 hour straight. It was 4v4. Their teams were of 8, so there's only 2 shifts. So you're going every 45 seconds, you're flipping for 1 hour straight. I could not move for 48 hours after. I was cashed out.
Hey, you couldn't tap out though, huh? Ever? You couldn't say
no. You couldn't look like a bitch. I mean,
you're representing the NFL there too, pal. I mean, that's a big deal. These NHL guys.
And I didn't get any warm up. I couldn't like fully remember how to put the pads on and everything, so it took me 45 minutes to put everything on. So they're all out there stretching, warming up. I get out to the ice. As soon as I step on the ice, they blow the whistle. Like, all right, here we go. I was like, dude, I haven't warmed up at all. I haven't skated in 6 years, and they just said go. So my first breakaway, I got so fucking excited that I was on a breakaway. Just fell flat on my face.
Nice. Oh, no. Hey, they knew it though. Your brain was where you needed to be. The feet just weren't there yet. They were coming.
Feet weren't keeping up.
Yeah.
It was great, man.
How tall are you on skates? You're going to be what, like 6'8" on skates?
Probably like 6'8". Yeah. Tall drink of water. Tall drink of water goes down hard.
That's a long way.
Mm-hmm.
How's the golf game? Speaking of other sports, how are we coming?
Well, I played at a really nice golf course that doesn't need to be mentioned, and I will tell you what. I learned quickly that I'm not anywhere near a good golfer at this particular point. I played with a guy that was really good. Obviously, Peyton, incredible at golf. Eli, I guess this is brand new. I didn't know this is phenomenal golfer. I think he shot a 75.
Whoa.
One of the days.
Oh, my God.
Eli.
That's not normal, though, I guess. The way they were chirping Eli, it was not what he was doing was not normal. I've never played with him before, but context clues were telling me that this was potentially a brand new Eli, like very similar. Well, we don't see that often. And then next hole, wow.
Who is this guy?
Yeah,
Wow.
like a lot of that. I'm like, oh, this is new.
Was the course that shall not be named, did it live up to every ounce of hype?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was phenomenal, that course. Yeah, it was. You know which one I'm talking about?
I have an idea.
Oh yeah, because we shared it. We shared it in the Golf Digest wrote an article about me potentially golfing with the Mannings on a course that I've yet not one time have I said a single thing. And every comment underneath it was guessing one particular course, and I was like, I don't. What are you guys talking about?
I don't know. I'm not seeing that.
This is crazy.
It was crazy. It was me. No way. My brand of white there? No way. What are you guys talking about? But I played with a guy in the group. He shot 70, like straight up. No breakfast ball, no mulligan, no nothing.
Guys I'm fortunate. I live out here and I play with Rom all the time. And watching that guy hit the golf ball, I'm like, we're playing different sports here. We're not even playing the same sport.
Rom's a bomber too. He goes like a little half swing, right? Yeah. He does like a little.
It's diabolical. Yes, a little half swing, but he generates an insane amount of power, and he can literally just pinpoint what inch he wants to land it on. It's incredible.
Has your game since going to Arizona gotten better? It had to, right? There's so many great courses out there.
Yeah, still not good, but I played the Waste Management Pro-Am out here, which was a big step for me because I've never been confident enough to play in any Pro-Am, so I was proud of that. I know I've talked to you about Tahoe before, and every single year I've said, no, I'm not good enough. This is, I think, the first time that I've ever actually been like, I cannot embarrass myself, so I'll at least play because I won't be embarrassed.
You're coming Tahoe?
I haven't fully confirmed it yet, but this is the first year that if they ask, I think I might say yes.
Ooh, JJ.
That'll be good. That'll be good for the Tahoe.
Is it worth it? I mean, it seems incredible.
Dude. Yes.
All time.
It is. I didn't know. You walk with Rom? You guys ride carts or walk?
We've done both. I mean, he lives right down the road, so we play together all the time.
Oh, biggest contract 2011.
Yeah. Me and Rom are pals.
I'm just doing
cool. Yeah,
no big deal.
I'm just trying to. I mean, I keep telling him like, dude, whatever. Like, what's Liv offering? I'm just in his ear, like, what's like just like what's the number looking like?
It's got to be like 250, 300 million for you, pal.
Zalatoris.
I mean, Zalatoris is 130 allegedly.
135. He said
135.
no.
He said no to. It's like. That must be nice, bro. You talk about your dad being a firefighter or whatever?
Yeah.
It was like my dad was a truck driver. And like I'm hearing what people are getting offered. And I'm like, must be nice to be in a position to be like, no, I don't want $150 million.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
That's a different.
You have some very strong convictions. I respect that greatly.
I remember at Waste Management, though, you had Zaven, who's another fucking huge human.
Yeah. House.
Because I think in the Hard Knocks, he's standing next to you a lot. So like
big dog, big guy.
Yeah, but I think like in comparison,
you don't see it.
You don't see it. Waste Management, I'm just standing there, 150 milligrams in probably. Just got done with our show. We did not do the golf tournament. So I have no idea what I signed up for.
Oh, yeah.
I had no clue what I signed up for. So I'm walking in there just trying to find, holy shit, like what is this thing? Because they have that whole stadium.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're being very kind. We're the last people there.
Yeah, there's a guy rapping.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah, Casey
James.
Kelly James.
Oh, I thought it was
talented guy. But I'm like having a moment there where I'm like, I'm not supposed to be.
Dude, it's so funny you say you're on 150 milligrams because I was literally looking at you looking around and I was like, I think that guy might be a little above us right now. I think he might be hovering.
Accurate assessment. Yeah, I think I had my glasses on at the point, and I was just trying to take it all in. I'm like, man, I'm standing 2 feet away from everybody teeing off here, and it seems like it's pretty rowdy. Everybody's been here all day, and I had no idea what the waste management was. And then I like look this way, and I'm like, holy shit. And then I do this way, and I turn around, I'm staring at 2 people's like belly buttons. And I'm like, the fuck is this? And it was you with cool glasses on.
Hell yeah.
And Zaven Collins. I'm like, all right, a guy I know. Here we go. What's up, JJ? Good to see you. Introduce myself to the big cowboy fuck. Zaven, how you doing? And then we start talking, and it's obviously about golf. And you're like, how do you feel like you're going to do it? Whatever. I was like, I don't even have clubs. Like, I thought there was going to be clubs here. I pull the 7-iron or 8-iron, whatever it was going to be, out of his club. Was a driver.
Yeah,
this dude's iron was up to. So I was like, I'm going to have to choke down below the grip if I'm going to use JJ's club here. I've never seen anything like it. You were swinging an actual telephone pole. So I'm like, well, that
I
ain't
got to
going to
tell
work.
you, Zaven was so excited to see you. When we walked through the tunnel and you were standing there, he literally tapped me on the shoulder and he goes, that's Pat McAfee. And I was like, yeah, you want me to introduce you? He's like, no way. I was like, yeah, come
My
on.
dude!
He was so excited, dude.
Hey, he was cool, man. He was really, really cool. You guys walked that day, though.
Jeez.
And
yeah, so we walked the whole course. He had my bag. I asked him 3 times before we did it, are you sure you want to do this? He said, yeah, I'm all in. I mean, he was dead by the end of it. And so my wife walked with us for a few holes, but she didn't stay the whole time because we had the little guy. And she was like, you have to do something for Zaven. You have to. Like, he is working so hard for you. And I was like, no, absolutely, I'm going to. And I was trying to figure out, I was going to, like, frame his caddy bib in, like, the scorecard or whatever. But then he had reached out to me about George Strait and Chris Stapleton concert that's coming to Arizona. And he was like, hey, any chance you have a hookup on tickets for there? So Zaven being Zaven, I'm just going to put him and his buddies up in a suite for that concert instead. I figured that's a much better Zaven Collins. That fits him perfectly. So he and his buddies will go have some beers and have a good time at George Strait.
he'll have those cowboy boots on. He'll be standing at 6'12".
Yep.
You know what I mean? He'll walk in there, the whole thing. He was incredibly cool, as were you.
He's great.
Hey, you're a good teammate, good mentor. That's very nice of you to take care of him. Because what I was going to say about Tahoe is that's the first time I've ever walked 18 holes. Bro.
Brutal.
What, dude?
Interesting.
Brutal.
Blisters, whole thing. I was going into the lake because it was like cold tub in the morning. And I was just like sitting there like, please, God, make my whole body feel better. It is tough.
Yes.
That's not easy.
If you had to do that 4 days, well, I guess they do it with practice rounds and everything. They do it like 5-6 days a week.
Yeah. And I always just look, no offense to Rom, okay? He's your friend. I look at Rom, I'm like, this fucking guy.
How's he doing?
All right. Duffner was doing his thing. Like, if fucking Duff Daddy can do it. Like,
Poulter.
That was literally my mindset. Like, these guys, they're
And like Tiger snapped everything in his leg, and he was out there walking the next time, and they were like, can we get Tiger a cart? He's like, I don't want a cart. Now that I've done it enough, I'm like, get this man a cart.
Now.
For the love of it. Yes.
For the good of golf, can we please get this man a cart? It is a lot. I'm happy to hear you have the same
So
problem.
you had to walk the nice course? The course?
Which course? The Tahoe? Oh, you're talking about with
the
main course? No, the other course.
Yeah, we walked that one too. Yeah.
I've heard that one's a tough walk.
Oh, yeah, there was I was preparing for it though. Because I've been on this treadmill over.
Yep, and you're playing on the golf sim, then walking to the treadmill.
The issue with the golf sim, that's what we're doing for Tahoe.
Yep.
Yeah.
No way.
Sim.
No way.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Every
Tahoe.
shot.
That was my biggest weakness is by like date because I did the pro-am
What'd
thing.
you shoot?
I wasn't last. I know that. I was right in the middle.
Right.
I was right in the middle.
That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do.
The greens are fast, JJ. Very fast.
You're in Arizona though.
Who was last? The Miz?
Yeah, the Miz got the highest score possible.
Well, let's not forget Bob Griffin. I think he pulled out and he scored a negative 200.
Romo was cat cowing too. Or no, he won it that year.
Yeah, Romo won. Romo.
Does the whole show come out? Do all the boys come out?
We had five of us, 4 of us were out there. We take the week off normally, but it's a long time out there. But have you ever been to Tahoe? You have, right? I assume you're.
No, I've never been to Tahoe.
Dude, it's
I want to drink beers with the boys one time.
What?
I want. Like, this crew seems like the crew I would love to just sit down with.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hail right.
Hey.
Hell right.
Hell right.
Yeah,
Here's
there
to
you go, Slancha.
Hey, Slancha, pal. Happy St. Patty's.
Yeah.
Connor has a question for you if you still got some time.
I do.
Absentee dad already. Good.
Yeah, JJ, now that we're kind of, talking about the draft, and we actually weren't, but we were about 20 minutes ago. The main storyline, or one of them, is the quarterbacks, obviously. Kyler's a 5'10 quarterback. Bryce Young, kind of the 5'10 quarterback. You're 8 feet tall. You play D-line. If you're one of those top teams, is that a massive concern? Because there are guys like you going after him. Like for Bryce Young, if you're the Texans or the Colts or a team who might be trading up to 4, does that 5'10 size just immediately kind of count out Bryce Young?
It scares the shit out of me, JJ.
I don't think it should because who do you think he was going against at Alabama? Like, was he going against 5'5" defensive linemen?
I guess he hung
no.
450 on Georgia, they said, too. Against Georgia.
Yeah, like he was playing against, I guess Georgia's defense is tiny, it must be. But that's what I think. Like, if you think the guy's a good quarterback, if you think he can make the right reads, if you think he can make the throws, if you think that he can get out of trouble when he gets in trouble, if you think he can lead your team the way you want him to lead your team, then why would you have questions over it? Do I wish that every single quarterback was, 6'5", but also ran a 4.2, but also had the accuracy, but also had the agility? Yeah, no doubt. But you gotta you're trying to find the best guy that there is out there. And if you believe he's the best guy on your board, then don't be scared off by his height.
Okay. Well, hopefully GMs will be smarter than I would be, because I see a human like you, and I see a human like Zaven.
Yep.
And I see Myles Garrett shirtless on Instagram.
Duncan.
And I see everybody else, and I'm like, 17 games is a long time. That's a lot of games.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. But I would also say, like, if you're looking at fragility, Tom Brady was 45 years old. He takes care of his body as good as anybody in the game, and he does unbelievable work with his pliability and all that. But at the end of the day, he was still 45, but he knew how to not get hit. Yeah. He knew how to stand in that. He wasn't even I don't want to get a text from Tom, but he's not the most mobile guy on the planet.
No,
so
he's a 1,000-yard rusher. 1,000-yard rusher in the
He wasn't
NFL.
getting out of a lot of throws. So, like, if you got a guy who understands that he should not be getting hit, and he gets the ball out or he gets away from things, then you can manage that.
They're talking about him being like special as a football player. That's like everybody's talking about, like, hey, this guy's a special football player. His brain, his ability to take it in and then literally dissect it and break it down days, hours afterwards. Like, that whole thing sucks for him.
Yes.
That's the only.
What are your Colts going to do? What are your Colts going to do up there?
So I don't know, dude. That's what I'm wondering, because D'Amico, he's back. What do they? Right. What do they think? Who do you think they take? You've asked them?
I haven't asked them. No, I mean they're obviously taking the next quarterback, whoever's not picked at 1. Which you would assume that's probably CJ is my guess.
At 1, you think CJ at 1? You think CJ at 1?
No. I think Bryce is probably 1. CJ is probably 2. Right? I think that seems to be the order, doesn't it?
I think so. CJ1's the odds-on favorite right now.
After the
is
trade.
it?
Yeah, for the Carolina Panthers.
I guess because of the Panthers. Well, yeah, then that would be. Depending on who you think is. I don't know. I am not a quarterback. That's one thing that is. I will be very clear about. Is I've been in the NFL for 12 years, and I tell the broadcast teams this who interview me and everything. I'm like, listen, I can talk to you about the game. I can talk to you about the way the game is played, but I'm not going to be able to analyze a cornerback's backpedal and tell you if he is going to be a great cover corner or not. And I'm not going to be able to watch a quarterback's throwing motion or his pro day and say that guy is going to be great. Those are things that I know my lane and I know not my lane.
Hey, but it's all in here too, though, JJ. I think that's like every position, every draft pick. That's why we have no clue. Like, you got your ass booed, right, at Houston when he got drafted. Hard. They hard. Holy shit.
Fucked up.
Hard move.
That was a part of the Hard Knocks, too. Like, I'm happy they revisited that, because I think people could forget that whenever you're
turned down for what?
In Houston, it's like, it was not always like that. It was not. So if you get drafted to a place and they're not happy that you're there, like, those people have no idea what you got in here. Like, I think that is what they're trying to figure out. Who will work, who will learn, who will be able to become a professional. That's the hardest part of the whole draft process. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Keep moving. No, keep it moving.
Could they have known that with you think? Is that what the Houston saw? You think you're like, I will relentlessly pursue greatness. I will go to bed at 9 a.m. I'll be in a fucking frozen lake in Wisconsin in the off season. I will squat 405 pounds even after I retire, just because it's like I can. So I would like. Is that what you think they saw in you? And how do you find that from people? How can you find out?
I would imagine. I think that's probably part of the hardest part of these coaches' jobs in those meetings is every single player there is coached on how to speak, how to do your interviews. Everybody gets coached. So you have to try and figure out who's saying what they're supposed to say, who actually means what they're supposed to say. And then if you got a guy that's not even saying the right things after being coached and knowing he's on the biggest job interview of his life, that's a red flag. That's what we call a red flag. I mean, I don't know. Like that's some of these things, like guys who show up to the combine on like out of shape or they answer media questions wrong or anything, like that does have to be a red flag because you know that this is the single most important day of your career to this point. And if you couldn't even be ready for that moment, how the hell are your teammates, your coaches, and the organization going to expect you to be ready for 17 games throughout the season when there's all sorts of distractions, when you've got all this extra money on the table and everything? So I do think that you have to take that into consideration where you're preparing for the biggest job interview of your life. You have to treat it as such.
Hey, those little things show up when they show up. That's real. You know, it doesn't show up till it shows up. And normally when it shows up, you think to yourself like, oh, we should have known when this. That's like whenever people are running sprints and they don't touch the line, like not touching the line, obviously sin, but that's an indicator to a lot of
it doesn't matter at all to the sprint. Yeah, it doesn't affect the actual workout. It affects everything down the line.
You're willing to do that. Are you also willing to potentially fake film at night? Are you willing to potentially stay out a little bit later than everybody? I got arrested my second year, so like, believe me, I'm only speaking from experience and also seeing things. It's like there's indicators that show up that you have to kind of we see, but guys can also change. There's a lot of stories of that.
just like you just said. Also, guys have the ability to grow and change. So if you believe that you can help mentor that kid and you can help turn them into a better version of themselves, that you absolutely should have that benefit of the doubt as well. But you have to understand what you're taking on at the beginning of that. Like you said, if you're arrested in your second year, there's some people that might write that off immediately and be like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. There's other people that look at that and say, okay, let's teach him, let's coach him why that was a learning moment for him. And now look, I mean, the guy's crushing every aspect of his entire life.
Not everyone. 4 wiper this morning taking a shit.
Yeah, that's tough.
That was obviously a diet problem.
Not perfect.
Something happened there. But I do appreciate that. Bill Polian gave me a speech, about how, like, this is going to be the moment that you're either going to go into the shitter or you're going to learn from this and kind of change it all. It was a cool, I don't want to say, perspective convo with Bill Polian, but he's like, I got to suspend you, okay?
Right.
Got to suspend you. You need to not be drinking that early, that hard, Patty. Okay? Us Irish guys, we need to maybe put our tempers aside real quick during this conversation. Also, you need not be drinking what you were drinking at the time and what you were drinking it. Okay? All right, Bill.
Fair.
Wouldn't you rather it like that? Those are the best type of leadership conversations where somebody tells you hard facts, like you're going to be suspended. This is going to suck, but I'm telling you it's happening. I'm telling you why it's happening, and I'm telling you how to be better moving forward.
Yeah.
It's the ambiguity that screws people up from a leadership standpoint when you try and be nice to everybody and be friends to everybody and not make everything clear. If you just make things clear, concise, that's why I'm not overly opposed to fines for being late and things like that. Because as long as you make it black and white from day one, I know it doesn't matter if I'm the starting quarterback or if I'm the last guy on the roster. If I'm late, that's a fine. You understand it. It's clear rules and discipline that can give you the ability to lead. If it's all gray, then it really gets messy.
Yeah, there's some places that don't have it at the highest level too. I don't want to, I'm not going to put you on a spot, and I'm not going to say any places that I've heard or anything like that, but there's some places where there is shit leadership. And it's happening in the NFL right now. There's some stories that I hear out of buildings and I'm like, what? How is that even? That's the NFL? Do they know that they can get cut, they can get replaced, they can get fired? Do people know that? It's almost like a sense of entitlement starts taking place. You need that type of accountability. I started, as you were talking about all that stuff, I thought to a storyline that's happening right now. to a guy that you certainly know very well. D-Hop, right? D-Hop, they're in the middle. Monty is in the middle of a transition period with the Cardinals. Almost perfect time for you to contract come up and for you to step away with what they're going to have to do business-wise and everything like that. He potentially going to be traded, allegedly going to be traded, all signs pointing to being traded. If you listen to any Patriot, Mark.
Bingo.
You listen to any New England Patriot fan who's
Yes.
been very loud for like 20 years, last couple of years, a little quieter. Okay?
Wow.
Last couple of years, a little quieter. Very successful what they were able to accomplish. But Bill O'Brien's up there. Not going to ask you about your relationship with Bill O'Brien, but do you think that is something that's easily figure outable between D-Hop and Bill O'Brien? Like, do you think that's something that would get in the way of a successful operation if he was to end up with the New England Patriots now that you know both of those guys and everything about it?
I think that it's a great question. It really is a great question. And I think that, time can make everything different. I think that having time and growing and maturing and having the ability to look at situations from a different light or understand, we all know that this is a business at the end of the day. Whether we like that it's a business or not, we all understand that, and decisions are made and things like that. I think Hop is a very smart guy, and he thinks through a lot of things. And I think that I also think that Bill is, and I think that there's things that they would be able to sit down and say, we're going to be able to do this with you. This is why we're going to be great. This is what we can. I don't think it's a situation where it would be like, oh no, you can't work with him. Yeah. I think Hop is very, very smart and good from that standpoint, where he's able to sit down, think through, and talk through a situation and amend things. I really enjoy my conversations with him, and obviously he's an unbelievable player. So I certainly don't think that it's a situation where that would be a deal breaker by any stretch. And everybody has those. Even myself and Bill, obviously, we've gotten many battles over the years. Some of them fun, some of them not. But we still talk, and I texted him when he went back up to New England. Congrats on that, and look forward to sitting down, having a beer, and talking through some stories.
Do you hear all the massholes right now?
Yep.
They're all very happy to hear that, because that's been the thing that has been used against New England Patriots fans. When Patriots fans are like, we got the space. We need a guy.
Come on.
This is a Bill Belichick move. D-Hop, when he came on the show, he said, I'm just trying to do my job. You heard him. He said Bill Belichick's line. He said, do your job.
On Hard Knocks, too.
And then all anybody says is like, Bill O'Brien, that whole thing.
I think if Hop thinks he can win there, I think he would go. I think he is at a point in his career where he wants to have the ability to win. And so I think it more comes down to if he believes that that's a place where he does have a chance to go and win. I don't think the relationship, if he believes that's a place where I can win, I don't think that relationship would stop him from going there.
5X gloves.
Yeah, no, it's his hands are the best hands. I've been in the NFL for 12 years, the best hands that I've ever witnessed in the NFL. It's incredible. And I'm proud of my hands, and so I
hey, you got a couple tugs. Yeah. You got a couple tugs.
Fades.
But his are incredible, man. It's so fun. You throw the ball anywhere, 15 yards a hop, and it's coming down.
You hit the jugs machine a lot?
I used to. I didn't do it anywhere near as much as near the end of my career because I knew I wasn't catching balls ever. But yeah, I hit them a bunch early in my career, partially because of batted balls, like the ability to catch a ball from short distance. Really was important.
The SWAT, but let's turn that SWAT into a pick six.
Yeah, see you later.
They're very good at it.
Yeah, TJ, hey, he's going to get you think? Players of the year?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As long as he stays healthy and is able to, he should pass me in every single category. And I sure as hell hope he does, because
is that real? You do hope? You do hope?
Yes, 1,000%, because that means he was healthy. I mean, I said it earlier in the program, but I always wonder what would have happened if I was able to stay healthy. And I hope that he is, because he literally could, if he stays healthy, be on track to be one of, if not the best ever.
He's so good at football, as were you. Just like you were great today, not only as a human, answering 13 minutes before we went live.
Unreal.
And choosing to do this, but for staying for like an hour and fucking 10 minutes. Hey,
Dahn.
JJ, enjoy your retirement. We appreciate you so much. You're an inspiration to me, obviously, with the way you go about doing your life and your business and the way you're a dad. So good luck with all of that. We thank you for your time and have an incredible weekend, pal.
Hey, thanks, Pat. I appreciate it. Thanks to all you guys there. I really, really appreciate it. And all your fans. Your fans are really incredible. It's fun to watch them, and it's fun to watch you guys build and grow this show. And everything that you do is, I tell you it all the time, but it's true. You are an inspiration. Watching you and all the hats that you wear and all the different things that you do, and also being a great husband and soon to be dad, it really is cool and an inspiration to witness how hard you work to make your life so great, to make all the people's lives around you great. So I appreciate you always being a good friend to me. You've always got a friend in me for anything you need, and I appreciate all you guys.
You're the best. Everything you just said was a lie about me, but I appreciate you. Enjoy your life, pal. And that workout that you pushed back here a couple hours. Ladies and gentlemen, three-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, J.J. Watt.
Thank you, JJ.
I looked up at the clock. I didn't even realize. Holy shit.
Sorry,
Way
JJ.
through time. He's awesome.
Yeah, see you later, AJ, you fucking bum.
What's your deal? You did send a picture of you flipping off the camera to AJ earlier.
Yeah, I said Happy St. Patrick's Day, though. So message with the photo.
Oh, little
bowl.
you're gray.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's bad leadership.
I'm right in the middle.
All right, let's get to a break. I have to go to the bathroom. JJ's got to go lift 405 pounds.
What?
Michigan State's up 11.
Yep.
Let's go.
Make it 12. Team Ryan.
Team Ryan.
All right, we're back on the other
Kennesaw
side.
also up 11 as a 14 seed.
Okay, here we go. That's a big deal over Xavier. Sorry about it. Sorry about it, Xavier.
Whoops.
On the other side, we'll answer some phone calls and wrap up this Feel Good Friday. Let's give a thank you to JJ. Huh?
Hell yeah.
Hell
That was
yeah,
awesome.
JJ. Thank you for that.
Thank you, JJ.
Literally 13 minutes before the show went live.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I forgot.
What are we going to do today?
Yeah. Shout out JJ.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys in about 5 minutes. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. The word dream is a powerful one. I'm not talking about at night when you sleep. I'm talking about the second definition of the word. A dream is normally how people choose to describe something that others don't think is possible. I've had big dreams my whole life. From making it to the NFL to help my family out financially to selling out theaters for stand-up to having a talk show that the world watches, I've accomplished a lot of bucket list things in my 34 years on this glorious planet, except for the thing that I've been dreaming about the longest.
There's a point in my life where all I could think about doing was professional wrestling.
Long before I ever kicked a football, I dreamt of being a WWE superstar and being a part of the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. Here's me powerbombing and rock bottoming, flying Ryan when I was just a young, stubborn baby boomstick. I know a lot of people can say they dreamt of being WWE superstars when they were kids, especially during the Attitude Era when I grew up, but most kids moved on from that passion. I never did. It was always my plan if football didn't work or when football stopped. You can literally ask anybody that's ever been around me at any stage of my life. Here's me at the age of 20, wrestling War Pig's big ass at an IWA East Coast show in Charleston, West Virginia. A month after that sweet victory, I was drafted to the NFL. Everybody assumed that would bury the wrestling dream, but we all know that's not possible with actual dreams, right? I watched every show, every week, and would go to every WWE show that came to Indianapolis while I was an Indianapolis Colt. I'd go to indie shows and be wildly jealous of the ladies and dudes that were able to wrestle and put on shows with zero risk of breaking anything and jeopardizing an entire career that's taking care of a whole family. I even bought a full-size wrestling ring and had it built in my barn so I could at least experience what life would have been like if I wasn't grossly overpaid to kick balls, but rather bumping for a living. I even got fined by my team for posting about my WWE dreams. And when I retired at the age of 29 after another Pro Bowl season in my prime, I called Rip Rogers and I started training. Hi, my name is Pat McAfee. Ever since I was a child, all I wanted to do was become a professional wrestler. I had zero offers, zero interest from any wrestling promotions, but I also knew I had zero contracts telling me I wasn't allowed to become a stud in this ring anymore. I was preparing myself for when the opportunity inevitably came. My business started booming, and yet again, my lifelong dream would have to play second fiddle to making a living for me and my people. And then I got a call from Michael Cole.
Well, nonetheless, as of February 1st, Pat McAfee's officially a contributor with WWE.
When he asked me to join the panel for NXT TakeOver pre-shows 4 years ago, I thought it was finally going to be my chance to prove that I belonged in the sports entertainment universe. I'll take any job. Just let me in the fucking door. I cherished every opportunity. I treated every show like it was my last and my first. I wanted to impress everybody so that one day, maybe, just maybe, I'd get the chance to step into the sacred squared circle.
Everybody that says like I'm an outsider, like that, it's like, yo, I've been sitting on these kickoff shows for years, like asking, like, is there any way I could potentially? I think I'm supposed to be in there. Like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
Then that scumbag, Adam Cole, did what he did, and that led to my first WWE match. It felt like I was right back in my barn. I had fantasized of that opportunity millions of times in my life.
But Pat grew up dreaming of being a WWE superstar.
I guess I lost, but one-on-one, 17 minutes, no crowd, no gimmicks, just wrestling. Then I'd be offered the prestigious honor and opportunity to be a part of a main event at an NXT TakeOver. War Games! War Games! I took immense pride in having respect for the business in the process while also wanting to steal the damn show.
The show has arrived.
For no other reason than I had to find out whether or not my intuition was right or wrong all along. I loved every single moment of the build-up and every single moment of the match. Even flat backing from the top of the steel cage. This morning, couldn't really get out of bed, couldn't move much, couldn't walk. When I was asked to be a commentator on SmackDown, I couldn't have said yes quicker.
Pat McAfee.
And for 44 of the last 48 weeks, I've paid for my own plane to get me to SmackDown while running my business, running my show, and to be completely transparent, I've lost money in doing so, but there's something about keeping a promise to yourself. There's something about chasing a dream.
I'd like to offer you an opportunity to actually wrestle at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania 38, the most stupendous WrestleMania of all time, I get to live out a dream.
It'd be a dream, boss.
But don't get this shit twisted. I've been preparing for this my entire life. I've wrestled at WrestleMania in my mind millions of times, and this dream, hopefully, inspires others to have the same damn one.
Hey,
What?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this happy St. Paddy's Day, Feel Good Friday, March 17th, hour 3 of the program starts now.
Feel good!
We do, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
We all feel good. The Toxic Table's here, although it looks a little different, is at Boston Connor. And at PMI Mitt, M-I-T-T, sitting in for Ty, S-C-H-M-I-T-T, 1 T. Sorry, Ty.
But it's T-T-Y. That's like the whole thing. So like you were saying Schmidt, comma.
Yeah, you kind of cut me off.
Yeah, that was on me.
I wasn't going to say 2 T's.
No.
No, I wouldn't do that.
You were combining the first name.
Because he's already had such a shitty week.
Yes.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers on Wednesday saying that ship has sailed.
I don't. He was going to retire.
Pretty much what Aaron said.
Yeah, he was going to retire too.
90-10.
Yeah, as a Packer.
Brutal. That would have been.
That's the worst part.
He walks in, he says, "Somebody hit the lights," and they turn him off.
Uh-huh.
And he was, "I'm retiring."
Done with this.
Then he felt around a little bit. he opened his eyes. It was the same as when he had his eyes closed.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get to ask that.
Oh wait, still.
It was sitting right there though. Like, and it freak you out when you were like this, and then you went like this, and it was the same. Were you like, are my eyes still?
Yeah, what the hell?
Are my eyes still closed? Where's?
Can I see?
What's going on? The absence of light is a scary thing in my eyes.
Very.
But he was retired going in.
Mm-hmm.
I still think probably day 3 when he started Queen's Gambiting on the roof. He told us about it. I think it was all I need is another motherfucker. Give me something.
Yeah. Let's see what's on my phone when I get it.
Give me something. If there is one thing that I can stack on this shoulder to be remotivated to dive into a full NFL season, which is a massive commitment, I'm doing it. If not, I'll ride off into the sunset. My time has come. Even though I still think I got good football left. Then he opens that phone. It's Mark Murphy going, Brad had a great career here. Aaron had a great career here. Okay. Would you want him back to be a starter? If everything we want to happen doesn't happen, yes, we will have Aaron back. And Aaron's like,
okay.
All right.
All right. Take me to the Big Apple. I'm ready to go. That's seemingly how it all went down.
1,000%.
I would be excited, like, maybe a couple years from now, if we get a chance to revisit this whole scene, his view on it, a little bit more details about when some things came out. But he was very transparent. And Ty had to sit there and just listen to the whole thing. And now Ty has to hope that Jordan Love's a player.
Sure.
Appears that he is a player, but it is the NFL. It's not an easy job. Like, it's not easy to be a good NFL quarterback. There's a lot of things that go with it. That's why a lot fizzle out or a lot end up just being, never wins a Super Bowl. Modern NFL never wins a Super Bowl. We love this guy. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. I get it. Okay? People will say Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. He relied on his defense and everything like that. In the modern NFL, if you ain't got a fucking guy at quarterback, you're not going to win a Super Bowl. So you got to hope that Jordan Love is a guy, which he could be.
Definitely.
And Aaron said that he could be. Ty stared down that reality that his Sundays are potentially going to be like everybody else. Like win some games, lose some games. But do you have a guy going into every game where you're like, Raj got us?
Yeah.
Did you hear Mike Greenberg talk about why he is so happy that it is Aaron Rodgers and not somebody else, and why Jets fans are so stupid for even being upset about this? You're being negative. They wear green. Happy St. Patty's Day to New York Jets fans. He was like, when we get in the playoffs and we got to play against one of these AFC dogs, he said everybody in that locker room believes that Aaron will be able to win this game. If it's Zach Wilson or any other quarterback that they potentially would bring in there, there's a chance that we got Patrick Mahomes today.
Yeah, some doubt.
There's going to be some doubt. That creeps into everything. Like just and I said this about Tom whenever Tom is available. Like Tom coming into your building raises the accountability of everybody because nobody wants to be the one that fucked it up. I'm not going to be the one, equipment managers, trainers, food, everything. Like I'm not going to be the one that messes this up. We got Tom Brady here. When Aaron goes into that building, it's like already a great team. He'll probably share some of his thoughts on what more you could do.
For sure.
And Ty's staring down the complete opposite of that now. So Ty had that on Wednesday. And Thursday, Iowa.
Iowa got absolutely killed.
Boom. Loves the Hawkeyes.
Loves them.
Our basketball team, we got he does that whole thing. And then last night he gets and I guess that's going around. So good luck to everybody if you battle it. It sounds like it is quite a stressful operation, but Ty has not deserved everything that has happened to him this week. And we want to let Mr. Schmidt with 1T know that we miss him and we appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely miss him and, hope that he's doing much better. It's also tough when all we've been talking about this week is how the Patriots are adding guys, the Steelers are adding guys, and the Packers can add guys because they have Aaron Rodgers. The Colts added guys.
We added a kicker, highest paid of all time.
He brought back
Hell yeah.
Bring in Minshew Mania. Like you have at least made
You got a
some moves.
starting quarterback this week.
No, but the Packers. Gardner
Maybe
Minshew is
Keem.
here. Shout out. But, one half of the Hammered Down Cowboys, Tom
Dahn.
Diggs also here. We miss Ty.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Miss you, Ty.
What's your deal?
What do you mean?
That was a delay?
Yeah, Tony, you don't like Ty, huh?
Well, what's that all about? Ty doesn't, that'd be another
Ty just doesn't deserve that.
bad thing added to the week or whatever. Ty.
Also, Stoner hasn't played in like months.
Well, he's out. Yeah. We know Stoner's role.
John Deere stock price is down this week, too.
What?
How?
That's a lie. That's
How?
a lie.
I do believe, if he was to go to California too, he wouldn't be able to get any of the flavored.
Tobacco.
Yeah, none of that if he wanted to do that. So a lot of bad stuff in Ty's life. Caitlin Clark, though, and the Lady Hawkeyes are going to change that whole thing for him.
Yeah, they're carrying him right now. So just if Caitlin Carr can,
Everything you just said, though, about like the Packers not being able to sign anybody because they got $60 million sitting on their thing.
Is
I still got people tweeting me, telling me they have leverage.
Yeah, it's exactly why they don't.
You don't.
Yeah, and it's too late now.
I don't know how to explain. I want to tell people like I'm learning a lot about you. I feel like whenever you say what you say.
Yeah.
Like obviously we are going to be slanted towards Aaron.
Yeah.
To begin with, but Aaron's not even in this.
Completely, this is a business conversation about
This is
Stephen NFL.
how the Jets are looking at the Packers.
Yes.
And how I guess like people view the Packers positioning is that, well, the Jets are fucked if they don't get Aaron. It's like, so the Packers position, their leverage is the AFC Easts, okay, they're in the NFC North. The AFC East New York Jets are fucked if we don't trade them. That's their leverage. That's not actual leverage in real life.
No.
Like in business, that's not a real thing. Because if it was the Vikings or the Lions or even a team in the NFC,
right.
I think then you can maybe see how the Packers would be able to leverage that against the Vikings or an NFC team. Like, well, it's the NFC. Obviously, we're doing this. Like when Stafford goes to the fucking Rams.
Bingo, completely different.
They pick up Jared Goff's contract to Detroit. So that's like another thing that Detroit had.
That was
leverage.
considered a first rounder. That contract was considered one of the first rounders. Stafford was the other first rounder.
Detroit had the leverage there, though.
Exactly. And there were other teams, Pat. I think Carolina or the Colts were a team that had the deal done. Rams came in last second. Boom.
So people just assume that just like, oh, this is how it works. See, there's leverage. It's Aaron Rodgers. It's like, there certainly should be compensation. We all agree on that. Like, we all agree. Like, I think in my head, a 1 and probably how he performs next year could be anywhere from a 3 to a 2, or maybe if he wins MVP and he wins the Super Bowl, like I think that is it. I don't know why that deal hasn't been done yet, unless the Jets are like, you have no leverage.
Yeah.
So like just sitting back, we're not giving up the 13 overall pick or whatever. It's just, for me, it's been very fascinating. That's been the most fascinating part of this week for me.
And if you're the Jets, there's no point for you to make this deal until, honestly, like the start of fucking OTAs. Because why would you give the Packers that leverage? And also, like, get past the draft.
Before the draft, another pick. Yeah, like if they don't get the deal done before the draft, they got no.
I mean, could change his mind by then.
Well, he
could, but even if he doesn't, he just stands on the field at Lambeau. They fucking owe him $60 million.
Yeah, and that's not like a storyline at all. If Aaron Rodgers is your backup quarterback getting paid $60 million for the whole season, that won't be weird for the team to come in every day.
Be very normal. I'm sure it'd be very normal.
Same exact thing.
Like there's I don't understand how there's any, and maybe that's what the Jets are the one. No, it sounded like Aaron was saying the Packers are being
that's what he
impossible operation. It seemed like he said. He didn't say that word for word, but he was alluding to like, just come on, get the deal done. But the Jets legitimately, in my eyes, and I've yet to read a tweet from anybody that has explained to me how the Jets have. The Jets might be thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Like, you're fucked.
Just wait, playing chicken.
You have absolutely no shot. I wonder why it hasn't. And maybe it'll happen soon.
Do we know? I don't think he said it in ours. If he plans on playing past one season.
No, I don't know. I think he alluded to.
Yeah, I mean the contract is what people are looking to because there's 2 years left on the contract, I believe, and then one voided year on the end.
But he did say that he planned on winning the Super Bowl, going in the darkness, retiring this last year.
Yes.
So I think it all depends on how everything goes. So let's go to the phones here on the 5 Energy phone line to wrap up this beautiful Feel Good Friday. Happy St. Patty's Day to all you.
Hell yeah.
This thing's empty, so I do apologize. I won't be able to have a sláinte alongside of you. Hey, sick green.
Unbelievable. This thing is cool. I'm taking this home as a souvenir.
I am slightly disappointed that it's not green beer inside, but it's still sweet.
No,
so cool. So cool.
You don't like green beer?
Gets all over like your teeth and shit, and then you can't really talk to people.
Yeah, that's St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, but that's like it. Also, as it being on your teeth, people know.
Yeah.
This person's been in the trenches of St. Patty's.
It's a little slanted because last year he tried to tap the green beer keg and it got all over him. That's why it
Was that last year or 2 years ago?
That was last year.
And you can't talk well anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you've done great today. You didn't say anything, JJ. I asked him a couple times. He had a question. He goes, his face was awesome. It was a full. I don't think I need to waste anybody's time here. That sounds like what you said.
He has been great today. I didn't mean to be rude.
That's very nice of you, Nick. Look at you.
Thank you, Nick. Good for you, Nick. It's the Irish in him coming out today.
Hell yeah.
Happy St. Patty's, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, he was an Italian man, St. Patrick, but
he was.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone, if you want to look at it, was an Italian man.
At some point, yeah.
That's why I also have Italian. You're dumb.
Yeah, you guys actually use that as an excuse to not be the ones that killed Jesus.
Yeah,
remember,
exactly.
you're like, well, that's Italian, like so, and then now you use it on the opposite way. So which way are we as 0.01% Italian? Which way do we do?
They don't know.
We just use it however it benefits us.
Just like everyone else. Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. I didn't know the
guy killed Pontius. Pontius killed you. He was Roman actually. So
which
Roman's in
currently, yes. Congrats, Mitt.
Let's go.
Let's do a quick trivia.
That's a fucking big win.
Michigan State with a big win, huh? Foxy, how do we feel about it, pal?
I mean, it's awesome. We just broke down Ty's whole week and how it was terrible. I'm the complete opposite side of that. Aaron Rodgers is out of the NFC North.
Why?
Finally, after 15 years. This morning, I had a great pickleball game. I'll leave it at that. And then finally, Michigan State wins. It's St. Patty's Day. We're going into the weekend. I am in a great mood, and I'm on my second Bud Light White.
And baby Foxy.
Let's go, Fox. Thank you.
Slanch out of you back there. Foxy beat me this morning in pickleball.
Beat you.
Best of 3 series, yeah.
Finally.
He did.
People
That's first time, long time.
This new paddle, people are saying.
Yeah, Pat told me, actually, you got to get a new paddle. I did it mid-game, and it changed everything.
Mid-game? That is psychotic.
I told him like 3 days ago he needs a new paddle.
Yeah, you did.
You need a new paddle. He needs a little thicker paddle. He had a little baby back bitch paddle.
Yeah.
So whenever I would put any heat on it at all, that thing is a flub. Need a little bit thicker paddle.
So that paddle stinks. That's the same paddle I use.
No, it might be your style. His
Right.
style, the way he.
I have a slice backhand, and this one's too thin for that, I think.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have enough behind it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Our best matches yet, though. I mean, every day it's getting better and better.
You played very well today.
It could have been so bad.
Cheated.
It could have been.
I heard he was
it
doing.
could have been
he's
so.
doing the Pac-Man.
He was doing the Pac-Man Jones
Yeah.
jump through the kitchen on game point.
Oh,
breaking
man.
It was dude, it was unbelievable. We had to go check the tape.
We checked the tape.
Foxy blacked out. That's how pumped. I saw his eyes too. Ty said that. Ty said eyes could big as watermelons or whatever. Like Foxy, he hit a shot down the line. I go to my left hand, forehand. I put it back, and I think it's going to drop probably near in the kitchen or whatever.
Yeah.
Foxy looks like, as I look up, Foxy's like 10 feet tall, jumping through the air. Eyes are huge, and he smashes it. He's like, I finally win! I was like, bro, did you grow? You looked a lot bigger. Like, you looked a lot. You had to be
closer
in the kitchen. You had to have been in the kitchen. He goes, what? No, I don't. And then he looks at it. Oh, I think I was in the kitchen. Like, yeah, you were 10 feet tall. I think you.
I mean, you got to keep in mind, we've been doing this every morning. Monday, bunch of L's. Tuesday, bunch of L's. Wednesday. And they're like, I'm so close. It's not that they're just L's. I am so fucking close.
Haven't been able to close it out.
Oh, my. Yes, that's been the issue. Almost didn't again today. So that spike, I was fucking making sure that thing was getting sent down the other way.
My immediate response was, oh, like you lost. And then I was like,
wait a minute.
He looks so big.
Yeah, and right when you said that, I was like, oh, wait, I probably wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of it. I think it ran like sideways.
Yeah.
It was a sideways jump through the whole thing. It was fantastic athleticism, actually.
Yeah.
When you watch it back, Foxy's still able to get the win after that, though. Great mental toughness.
Yes. I probably never would have played again if I didn't get that win.
I was trying to. I was
I
trying
know.
my best. I wasn't on my A game early today. Then we got to play again. You know, I was trying to 11 zip them. You know, oh, you beat me. Oh, okay. Let's
see
hear
what
what the
happens.
story is by the end of this thing. I'm
awake now.
I'm on 11 zip. No, Foxy and I battle in there. The pickleball is awesome.
It is so fun, and I asked you today, like I genuinely feel like I'm getting in better shape.
Yeah.
For what it's worth.
So my wife is, she's like, hey, you seemingly look like you're skinnier is what she said. And I'm like, I'm doing cardio like every morning for like an hour and 15 minutes. Fasted too, right? Because it's in the morning.
Yeah, up longer. That's what, yeah.
So it's considered fasted cardio because you haven't eaten anything yet. And that's like what all the bodybuilders and everything do.
Yes.
It has like changed my whole life.
I feel like I physically feel it, if that makes
Me
sense.
too.
Which is crazy.
First couple of days, very, very sore when we're playing. But now I'm on the other side of it. Like still get a little sore. But it's like thank you, Pickleball.
Thank you, Pickleball.
It's an unbelievable game.
Thank you, Thunderball, too, our own version.
Yeah, if you're doing it right, it's a good workout.
Yeah, we're getting after it.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. Fun time. There's a couple games where I don't have to move much. I'll play against some people. I'm not going to say their names.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. I get it. It's fine.
You've gotten better.
You can go ahead and say, yeah, I work on some stuff when I play Connor because I know I'm not going to win.
I do work on some stuff against
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
But
Thanks.
I'm working all the time. On
Whatever. Okay, I get it.
I do got to get the
It's
drop
fine.
left serve together. I got to drop right serve. I got to power left serve. I got to spin deep right serve. I need short left serve.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of those because you're working on it right now.
Yeah, and I don't have it. I'm nowhere near it right now.
Still working.
That one will not get tossed in the repertoire when I'm playing that guy.
Yeah.
yeah. The
Exactly.
short left one's not getting.
And if you're wondering, 2 forehands certainly an advantage. Like it definitely is. No, because my backhand's my weak point. Like it definitely is because it is an actual like slice backhand, but it's weak. Like you can do 2 forehands is unbelievable.
No, I was told by all the
Exactly.
that I gotta learn it. I do have a backhand. Okay, I have a back.
Right.
I can hit the ball like this with spin and do the whole thing, but my wingspan all of a sudden becomes much bigger.
And your angle is so much better like that.
Yeah, you need that in your repertoire.
So what you're gonna see me working next is the left-handed serve.
I'm all right.
So I'm just telling you. I almost did it today against you. Now.
That was probably my favorite part of this morning was him yelling at you. Hey, fucking try. Fucking try.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't do the left-handed serve against you today because I didn't want you to get all offended.
Well, I told you before that we started.
Connor walks over to me, whispers. He goes, "Don't fuck around against me.
Yeah.
You owe me at least to respect the play." And I was like, Connor, what are you talking about?
I said if you're up 8 points, then you can do it.
Don't feel bad, Connor. I had to say the same thing to him.
Yeah, I don't feel bad. It's just gonna drive me away from the Breakfast Boys if people aren't just fucking playing.
Wow.
You were the one that wasn't playing, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Me?
I mean,
Yeah.
I thought Tom was doing it too.
Yeah, well, unless that was trying, and then you need to work on a lot of stuff. Maybe you should be working on some stuff.
Sometimes I'll be leaning left.
You will pout a little bit, right?
No, and you'll serve it right. And there's just no. I'm gonna blow my knee out if I try and go over.
Okay,
it, so I'm just gonna take that as a loss.
Foxy tennis kid, though. You could see it in some of He's starting to really.
He's got a good backhand.
Foxy's starting to get the hang of it.
The flow of it.
Tone Diggs got a little game.
Oh yeah.
Tone's great.
Tone's got a game. What?
Tone.
We miss you this morning, Tone.
If you're not winning, who cares?
Exactly.
I disagree.
But that's the whole thing.
I fully disagree with that because I've lost every game and I still love it.
No, you won this morning.
I know. I was really waiting
Foxy!
for that.
Oh, I still love it for sure.
Foxy and Connor tried to bamboozle me yesterday. They got a game off earlier than I got here because the time zone change really did fuck with me for a few days. So I was showing up a couple minutes after.
Waking up
Yes.
with it very dark is.
It was a whole different world.
Completely different.
So I was, snoozing one too many times. And that 9-minute snooze adjusted the time that I got here. And Foxy and Connor had already had a game. So Foxy was all warmed up, already in his zone.
Yeah. Thought it was going to help.
No, I got pissed off that day because I knew what you were doing. I'm like, oh, these guys are fucking bamboozling me right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Showing up a little bit earlier than they normally do. This is a setup. This was a setup right here. So that was the one I think I poured it on the most on Foxy, to be honest. TikTok Casey got it too a little bit.
Yeah, well, he came in here talking a big game, and then turns out he was fucking terrible at the game.
All boys school, private academy, tennis guy from Massachusetts.
Was in a league, singles, doubles.
Foxy would have 11 zipped him too if he had just because everything is. I love TikTok Casey.
Yeah, Pac-Man would have 11 zipped him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you guys played Bill yet? He's been challenging everybody.
Okay.
Bill has not challenged me. I do not believe.
I think I should play Bill.
All right, man.
I haven't played once yet. I'm scared. I've been scared. My ankle. I've been scared. I've been kind of.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but you only have to give what you want to give. I think that is the thing about pickleball.
Yes,
Yeah, light on your feet.
You can you'll get a workout in, but you don't have to go for everything. There's some that you can just tap out on.
Exactly.
All right, I'm not going to get that
Well, it
one.
was nice when you played in Arizona with your ankle. You decided to play in completely untied J's, and
I had an ankle brace, Tony.
You did.
And cinder blocks.
Mean dude.
fuck, it was.
Do you remember he had a walking boot on?
Yeah, those things weighed 8 pounds on your feet.
Yeah, you and Dirty. I mean, Dirty had no shot with you as a partner, but you made a lot more plays than we thought.
Yeah, it was
I
fun to
remember
watch.
that.
It was tough out there with old Cinderblock's feet.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it,
A
Dirty?
little bit.
Let's go to the phones here on the 500 phone line. What we'll continue to say is that pickleball has continued to take over the office.
Yeah, if anything, it has grown. And that's saying something because it has been a huge hit from day one.
Couldn't have come at a better time. Super Bowl week right into the offseason.
Exactly.
It's like, all right, so we're not distracted by really much.
Still feels like it'll be a thing.
We're in here every morning, though, playing. Speaking of playing, Kennesaw State, Dahn 2.
Yeah, they blew it.
To Xavier.
Not yet.
Is it Xavier or just Xavier?
Xavier, right?
I believe Xavier. I want a trip to Vegas because of Xavier.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, yeah. Where is Xavier?
Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
No wonder they came back.
Kennesaw, tough points for the Owls.
He's a barn burner.
All right, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Brian in Florida on the 5 Energy phone line. What's going on, Brian?
Pat, talk to table boys. How we doing? Keep it moving.
Bingo. Love that, Brian.
Just want to give a shout out to the best St. Patrick's Day celebration in the country, and I do not mean Boston.
What?
I do not mean Chicago with that green poop-filled river.
What?
I definitely don't mean the worst hockey town in America, Detroit, Michigan.
That's not true.
I love this.
I mean the real hockey town, and that is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I love this guy, Brian. Thank you, Brian. You from Pittsburgh?
Guy gets it. I spent 4 glorious years in Pittsburgh, graduated from Pitt in 2008, right around your time at WVU.
Oh, you had some good times.
So I would start my morning at about 7 a.m. in South Oakland, walk to the parade in downtown in Market Square, walk across the Birmingham Bridge, head to the south side, rest in peace.
Yep.
Keep my head on a swivel, you know how it is.
Yep, Brian.
Head to Mario's.
Yep.
Head to
Hell yeah,
Casey's,
Jimmy's.
head to
Yep.
The Diesel.
The Diesel at 3 p.m. is interesting, isn't it? That's a nightclub.
This
Yeah.
guy gets it.
Brian, you're the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
man, Brian. Appreciate you, buddy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Trip down memory lane there.
All these, like, very clearly nightclubs
Yes.
are just open at noon. And then the other bars are open at 7 a.m. So, like, your after-hour stuff is happening at 1 p.m.
Yeah, right there.
And it's being, like, motivated by everybody basically in a 5-mile area. Like, hey, what are you doing? Let's get this guy a drink. Let's get. I took a homeless man. I gave a homeless man
That's right.
a St. Patty's Day that he'll never, ever forget.
What was his last day on the planet, right? Because Haddlebags killed him?
Well, Haddlebags did not kill this particular guy. I'm not sure. This guy was a dog, bro.
Oh, okay.
This guy was a dog. He,
Like smelled like a dog or like was he dog?
no, I thought he was okay. I thought he was good. Nick, that guy had a great day. Wasn't he? He was a good addition to our party.
I don't know. You ditched me. You sold me down the river. I had to go meet Diggs, and you hung out with this homeless guy the whole day.
No, that's not what happened.
You shoved Nick in a taxi and said, "See you tomorrow."
That's not what happened.
Is that when we went down to the station scare?
Yeah. I met you guys. We got down there. It took us a little bit, but we got down there. Nick, why'd you get in that car? I mean, what were you
I thought we were going to see Tone.
Yeah, but Tone knew. I think Tone even knew that some of the people that you were in that car with, like, no way I'm doing all day with this person.
Well, it wasn't. This wasn't Uber time. This was when there's a cab.
Actual
You got to take
taxi.
it.
Yeah, you gotta
when
jump
get
in.
It.
Saw you getting into that taxi, though. We all, the people that I was with, we all saw you get in there. We're like,
ooh.
Nick
Nick made a
knows
bad
better.
decision.
Nick knows
That's
better.
fine. My sacrifice led to the greatest day of that homeless man's life,
You're right. He had a blast.
and now he's dead.
We don't know if that's true or
I
not.
believe that night ended at a speakeasy, which Pat was very confused about at the time.
Dude, that was when Mad Men was happening.
Yeah.
And they were creating and I hadn't seen Mad Men.
Sure.
I was very flustered on why we were going into a place with no fucking windows.
We did not need old fashions at 5 p.m. on that day.
No way, dude. But it was great. Great environment when I got in
And
there.
then you know to go home when the Clydesdales come out.
Those are the cops.
Were they smoking cigs in that speakeasy?
I don't think so.
That was a big Mad Men thing.
Yeah, but the law was passed. You weren't allowed to smoke cigs inside bars.
Started sports bars. Then we had to clear nightclubs. Then we hit other nightclubs. And then we ended at the speakeasy.
If the South Side's dead, do you think it's good today?
That's a great question.
That's interesting. Let's go find out.
We could pull up a Google Maps, I think, right? Is that live?
Ooh, yeah.
Snapchat would be the way to do it.
Great was
Probably
that?
a Snapchat story in the South Side. You can click on.
Celebration was last week.
Yeah, it was last
Oh,
Saturday.
yeah, fuck.
I didn't see many. Did you? I'm a little worried about it.
Yeah, my brother was sending me a bunch.
Was it big?
Yeah.
Okay, shout out. Still
All
got it.
Okay.
His group actually got an old refrigerator box and put it over a drain and had that as the pisser.
Nice. That's
Smart.
genius.
Yeah, that's the Pittsburgh difference. So like when my baby girl turns 17 or 6, whatever it is, and it's time to do the first St. Patrick's Day, I will certainly strap up the old boots and we'll go right back into the South Side.
Amen.
You know what I mean? That'll be the next time I do that. I don't know if I need to do that anytime from now until then because I know what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
But I hope it does survive another 2 decades. Take care of that thing. That's an actual treasure.
Might have madness right here. Oh, they call timeout. Okay.
All right, 12.8 seconds.
Yeah, Cinderella buzzer beater again.
Kennesaw State over number 3, Xavier. Come on. 14, verse 3. Yesterday was what?
14-3 was Furman versus Virginia.
15-2 with Princeton and Arizona.
Let's go to Sean in Boulder, Colorado on the 5 Energy phone line. What's going on, Sean?
How's it going, bud? Hey, keep it moving, eh?
Hey, close, pal. Hey, appreciate you calling in, Sean. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about the Detroit Lions. What do you guys think about the whole signing of David Montgomery and then Aaron Rodgers moving out of the whole conference?
Foxy was just talking about how he went 6 to midnight. I assume you're feeling the same way?
Yeah, it's our division now. MCDC is going to run this thing just like Aaron Rodgers did for about 15 years. The Lions are going to run it all the way. Finally, we're going to go 10-7, win a playoff game.
He's 2 beers deep already. I'm not saying that's changed anything, Sean. Do you feel the same way?
Oh, 100%,
Wow.
dude. It's 100%. And happy St. Patty's Day to you guys.
Hey,
Happy
happy St. Patty's Day to you as well, Sean. I'm happy to hear there's a little bit of a fucking optimistic view on things from the Lions fans.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's the brand new Lions fans.
Yes.
Not just brand new Lions, brand new Lions fans.
And it feels like looking back to, like, obviously Aaron leaving, looking back on it, it'll be that week 17 to beat the Packers to eliminate them from the playoffs.
Well, or that'd be a shame if Jordan Love just goes out and throws for 500.
Oh, I've already thought about that one. I was like, what if Jordan is really good? Like, what if we have another 15 years of a really good Green Bay quarterback? It could be.
You guys are also really good. You lose the guy who scored all the touchdowns, but you bring in another running back. That should be okay. I mean, a lot of those were kind of like goal line type touch.
1-yarders, exactly.
But his energy brings something to the team that nobody else has. We'll never have another Lions player on this program, or a player, or a coach, or anything like that.
Bill's favorite player.
But we will certainly follow, and we hope for the Lions to go do their thing. Come on,
Absolutely.
let's go.
Love
Deserve
those
it.
type of
Fan
stories.
base deserves it. Fan base deserves it. A lot of the people I hear from actually up there don't deserve it. But I assume there's a lot of people that are fans of the Lions that deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them hate me too. So it is what it is.
We're doing a show up there this offseason at some point.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Going to find a theater that has like 40, 45 seats in it.
Hell yeah.
We promised.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Donate every dollar we make to TJ Lang's charity of choice.
Hell Bingo. Yeah.
Hell yeah. We should look into that. I think there's places up there to do a program. We were supposed to do a show up there, and then travel, everything happened. We weren't able to do it. We'll go up there. We'll go up there and do a program. Thanks somebody for TJ Lang.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, Detroit has a makeshift Disney World, I believe.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking cool.
You can maybe take a look
You
at
been,
that.
Mitt?
No, we looked at it on the pod actually one time. It looks like one of the funnest places of all time.
Well, that's what Detroit's known for.
Yeah, it is.
What is it, Greek time?
Greek time. Good time.
That's a good time as well.
Mom spaghetti.
Last phone call here. We'll go to Nick in Texas. Nick, what's going on in Lone Star State, pal?
Nothing much, Pat. How are you and the boys doing?
Hey, everything's great, Nick. Everything's great. What part of Texas you in?
Frankston.
Okay, we know where that is, obviously. We love that place. Absolutely love that place.
I called in for the trivia, and they got robbed by the world's the body's smallest bone.
Oh, yeah. The ear thing. The
tip of the finger.
Scuttle or skipple.
Thought it was a toe. Didn't say my penis. Should have gone with that. Could have won.
Oh!
Yeah, at the time, we all thought that would have probably been a winner. And I remember you're not from where the Big Green is.
No, sir. I'm on the opposite side of Texas, in East Texas.
Big Green, good movie.
Great movie.
If we're just going to visit movies.
That team could go.
They had it all, too.
Yeah.
Heart, storyline, grit, drive.
What?
I mean, obviously, there's some bullshit fuckery going on, too.
I was just going to say, USMNT could use some, knowledge from that film.
Yeah, a little bit of togetherness.
Just a little.
As opposed to all this real housewives drama.
Exactly. Are we playing soccer or are we playing, patty cake?
Thierry Henry is going to bring it together.
He's the coach of the men's team?
He wants to be.
14?
Yeah. He turned down a team because he wants the offer from them.
Old 1-4?
Yeah.
Love that. He's a goal scorer.
Henry.
Anyways, Nick, what do you want to talk about, pal?
I just want to thank you for being such an excellent coach for the Texas men's basketball team. With your leadership and your guidance, you're going to lead us to the national championship. I know that's going to cost you some money, but, the boys deserve it.
Hey, Nick, thank you for that, pal. I appreciate that. Watching that Texas team last night, I was so proud of the boys.
They were unbelievable.
But you're doing it the right way, too. You're doing it the old Mattress Mac way where you just bet on the team and win money. So, are you losing money? No.
So I offered up a certain amount of money to every single player on the team and also GAs that are coaching on the team if they were to win the Natty. I said, hey, boys, we cut down some nets this year. I'll give everybody in here insert amount of money, a lot of money. Going to have to keep betting on them, I think, a little bit bigger to catch up to that particular money. But last night, I thought 13.5 was a lot of points, obviously, for a March Madness game.
Sure.
They covered, no problem. Piece of cake. This dude, Sir Jabari Price, is a dog.
Welcome, baby.
What's that?
Is that
the same guy?
It's number 10. I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't know. Is that zoom in? I can't see. Yeah, that's him, I think. Dog.
Welcome.
I just looked up his number and then I found that picture and it was number 10.
You didn't like the picture that I posted, a little blurry. Yeah, I was taking it from bed. Yeah. Taking pictures of my TV from my bed, never good. Always put them up, though.
Yeah, have to.
Always just fucking send it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Just
Dan
send
Marino.
it out there. Texas team's got dogs, though.
Oh, yeah. They're very, very good.
So Texas was the first time I was back on game day.
Yes.
And it was like, I didn't know what game day was or what you do, like on Friday after the production meeting after I did the show. So like I just got invited over to the basketball facility. I was like, yeah, I'll go over there. Sure, no problem. I guess this is what game day is. I just assumed this is what game day is.
Right.
I go over there. I meet everybody. I talk to the team. I'm fucking a part of practice. I'm asking questions like, how's the team? They're like, we built it the right way. We got a couple of dogs that are transfers. We got some old school guys who've been on the team a long time. And then we got a McDonald's All-American or two in here. So we have like the proper, like this is the recipe. Then I start meeting all the coaches. Obviously, Chris Beard was the guy that invited me over there. He was the head coach at the time. Now he's the head coach at Ole Miss. Very serious situation arose where no charges were filed. Ole Miss said, we would like you to be our head coach. But the whole coaching staff that I got to meet and maybe have a drink or two with in that particular trip, all very experienced coaches, like years and years and years of coaching on that staff. It was like we are building just to win. Like we are all in here.
Going.
On win this thing. I'm like, oh, let's go do it, boys. You know, like this whole thing. And then I assumed like every other game day trip, I'd just same type of situation. Nobody else really did it. So then we go back to Texas. We do that whole thing. We're back there again. And it's like, coach, need you over here or whatever. So like I go over. Now I'm at a practice. I'm in their fucking team meeting. We're breaking things down. We're about to play Gonzaga, I do believe. I learn what the strategy is. I get to talk to the team in there. I'm like, I'm fucking coach of this team. I'm a coach of this team. So watching them do what they did last night and all season with all the adversity that's happened has been really cool to kind of see it all come together. With that being said, I've seen these guys since last spring. We do fucking dogs.
Yeah, they've been ready to go.
They got some dogs on that team. Very tall. They all work incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Like the practices that I watched, they're fucking like
full go.
It is not a dick around period. It is we are all in here. And then transition from practice to film, which they do like on the side of the court almost.
It's still in the gym. Right?
Yeah, I've never been on a basketball team, so I didn't know how they go about doing their thing. Like the quickness and like, over to there, everybody's all on the same exact page, and then bang, we're back out. Everybody's on the same page. It was like really impressive. I didn't know what every other team was like because I've never seen a basketball practice before, never spoke to a basketball team before, never had it laid out to me about what it's like. I was like, this team feels like a fucking team. Then they go win the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
And last night they obviously clearly cover. It's like everything they were telling me last spring, it feels like is kind of happening. It's like, here we fucking go, boys.
Well, and they have unbelievable new facilities, right? It's not like
brand new building.
Yeah, they're not playing in, when Kevin Durant was there. It's a completely different Texas. It was donated by him. Was he the one that
He was a part of it, I believe.
Yeah.
And then Moody, it's the Moody Center in, I don't know, is the new arena they're playing in?
Sure.
Brand new arena.
Yeah, so.
Brand new arena, brand new locker rooms, brand new facility.
Yeah, they're getting the guy. This isn't like a 1 year thing. Like this is a team going forward.
And they get Kevin Durant in there in the offseason practicing.
Bingo.
With them. Like it's a pretty good setup down there for Texas hoops. I know they got Arch Manning going down there.
Yep.
And Quinn Ewers.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Corral, their student section down there all year I've been following along. Like very, very fucking plugged in. Like they're at every game. They're traveling. Texas is like they're playing fucking basketball.
Austin is awesome too.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
great
got to
city.
help because it wasn't like that back in the day. And now Austin's a great place to be.
Yeah,
These boys might go win, is what I'm saying.
To your point, though, after you told us all this, months ago, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be every single week, and I'm just surprised it wasn't with all the teams that you went to.
So Montana State took me to a rodeo. That's
True.
my rodeo
Yeah.
team,
Yeah.
7-time national
Sure.
champion.
Hell
It's
yeah.
no big deal. That's my rodeo team.
App State? Did you do anything with App State?
Talked to our basketball team a little bit.
Okay.
They came over. I think that's about it.
Georgia.
Kirby came on the show, but there was a lot of those teams that are always on. It's almost like,
Yeah, hey, we'll see you next time when you come back.
almost, yeah. But like, that Texas thing was like, hey, you want to come see our new facilities?
It's cool.
It's cool.
You want to come shoot around a little bit? You want to come watch our practice? I'm like, I literally have shit else to do right now.
Yeah, this sounds awesome.
I am delaying studying with me and Tone Diggs. At that point, I think I was calling Tone every Friday night from like 10 to about 11:30, I think Tone would drop off. And then I'd be going through everything until like 1, 2 a.m. and then up 6 a.m. the next morning. Like game day added a lot, but that whole afternoon, it's like I ain't got shit to do. I might as well. But maybe that'll happen more in the future.
You got some sweet gear too. I mean, you came back with the what was the Kevin Durant shoes? Or
Yeah,
what
they
shoes
gave me
did
2
give
pairs
you?
of Kevin Durant shoes,
Yeah.
bunch of practice gear, whole thing. Like, hey, we appreciate. App State gave me a bunch of shit.
Yeah, they did.
Georgia gave you.
Georgia gave us a whole like bag of like equipment manager stuff. Oregon gave remember Oregon gave me a whole bag.
That makes sense.
The equipment manager up at Oregon was awesome. I forget his name. He was awesome. He's a fan of the program.
Okay.
So he was.
Is that mustache guy or did he leave?
That's strength coach, I think.
Okay.
Equipment manager,
Equipment
fan of the
manager,
program,
yeah.
though, met me at stage before we did our show. So he was there like, hey, I need to link up with you after this, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like Oregon's all of Nike.
Yeah.
So I met up and it was like I'm like, this guy is amazing. Remember what I get in Montana State? I got some moonshine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, moonshine. I thought you got some of the Montana State wrangling team.
Yeah, the rodeo team gave me a hoodie and a couple other stuff. But the people, like a lot of these places, the people were giving me a lot of stuff. Montana State gave me moonshine. I think I got like 6 different people gave me some weed up there. It was like they were giving me a bunch of stuff.
Wasn't there someone with a book in Montana and then they sent you the book and then a bunch of whiskey? Or was that the moonshine I'm thinking of? Because you got like a box with...
Everybody was so nice to me.
Yeah.
Everywhere we went, everybody was so incredibly kind. But it was like Texas was like...
over the top.
Like come in and see our facilities, be a part of this whole thing. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, not many places are making people coaches of their basketball team.
Dude, they're awesome.
Yeah.
And then they might win this.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to go.
I just want to let everybody know, if Texas wins, it'll cost me $495,000. Okay?
But
that is the number. That is the number.
Memories of a lifetime.
I do not have a building getting named after me. I do not have anything. That was just me. Hey, Pat, would you like to talk to the team? Absolutely.
Sure.
And you start talking to the team. It's like, all right, how do we...
Kids and coaches might be in a different state next year.
Yep. They put you on the big screen at their arena for one of the games. That was sweet.
Yeah, to cut a promo. They had me cut the home opener.
That's what that was.
Yeah, the home opener. I cut a promo, and that's literally how they let off the Moody Center or whatever. It's like, they've been so incredibly kind to me. It's going to cost me money, but I'm just thankful for the fucking run here.
Well,
Let's
yeah,
go.
and now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, if they make it to the championship, it looks like you're putting $500K on Texas.
Yeah, that's the Mattress Mac play.
Yep. Bingo.
All right.
Sweet.
Here we go.
Fuck. We figured it out.
Hopefully they're underdogs.
Boys are going to cut some nets.
Yeah, bingo.
They're going to cut some nets. I love just saying that was how I ended it all. Let's cut some fucking nets this season, boys. Okay? There's only a couple times to do it. There's only a couple times to do it.
Already done it once.
Let's do it. Let's cut some fucking nets this year, boys. And also, if we win, I'll give everybody in here. And then I could have stopped at the let's cut some nets.
Yeah.
Could have bought out. Could have got out of there. Just didn't feel like there was enough juice in the room for how they're going to remember me getting a chance to speak. So I was like, all right, let's fucking go. No, there's only one team that wins. I mean,
exactly. There's no way. The odds at that point.
and then they started balling.
Yeah, you got brought in to motivate. What'd you do? You motivated them.
Well, I don't know if any of them remember that. I'm sure they're starting to remember it now.
Yeah. Hey, remember when McAfee said he'd give us all?
Hey, that white. You remember that white that came in?
What was his name?
He had cowboy boots
The
on.
football guy?
Yeah, him. He said he would.
Yeah, he did.
We have it on film, right? Don't we? And they go right to the guy who's creative, I believe is. What's his name? That's on me. I should know this. Good guy. He's reached out to me a lot, and he's talented. Made a couple of videos. Fuck. On me, pal. 100% on me. I'm an asshole. Jesus. Anyways, they go immediately, you have it on film, right? And he's like, all of it. Yeah, I got it all. Because he has literally the whole clip.
Filming everything.
Filmed, yeah. It's like, this isn't a lawsuit situation, but it is like, I owe them, boys.
Yeah, it's hey, come on. They know that you know.
Hell of a week. Tone, your favorite part of the week?
My favorite part of this week was hands down 100% JJ Watt filling in for AJ Hawk.
That just happens.
Yep.
Seems like you weren't 100% sure what you were going to go with. You used a couple fillers there. Hands down, 100%, head down, let me think. JJ Watt came to your mind because it was today?
This is the third week, I believe, that you've done this in a row, and I forget every time.
Mitt, how about you? First time out here for this particular segment. Your favorite part of the week this week, Mitt?
I think my favorite part of the week is just the in general vibe of the office when I get in with all the morning pickleball boys running it. You guys are getting active. There's music playing. It's pretty fun.
Hell yeah, good vibes. When you come in, it's always a little boost too because you're coming in with the juice. You're coming in with the juice. So we appreciate the hell out of you. Foxy, your favorite part of the week, pal?
Definitely. I mean, I would say, like, selfishly, Aaron Rodgers leaving the NFC North would have been my favorite thing of the week, but I won't say that. I'm just happy that it sounds like Aaron's happy, and that was a really cool event.
Oh, that was nice of you, Foxy. Way to
cool,
take your time there on
Fox.
St. Patty's with Michigan State winning. You just want to be good for the universe so the universe continues to be good back.
Bingo.
ZD, baby, how about your favorite day of the week or favorite part of the week?
Just enjoying some green beers with you guys.
Wow.
Some fun lights.
Green cans, not actually green beer.
It's beer in my eyes, or green beer in my eyes.
What? Hell yeah.
What?
Nikki Skates, pal, favorite part of the week?
Probably Wednesday, and obviously Aaron coming on was massive. That he did a lot for us in the show. There's also something else that happened Wednesday morning, a little article that went out in the New York Post.
That's right.
That was pretty cool.
That was crazy.
Pretty cool, man.
Was pretty cool.
The way that whole thing happened, people are going to think that we... Like, did you see he planted that story and then 498,000?
Same day.
That was a wild series of events right there.
Hell of a day.
That was a wild series of events there.
I forgot that was this week.
So awesome.
A lot of text messages, bro. That was bananas.
Yeah.
Did not, by the way.
No.
But in the future, if you ever hear me say that I did, that's strictly because so many people were just acting like I did, and I just decided to adopt that I did. Just want that to be known.
Noted checkers player.
Bingo.
Noted.
Bingo. But later you might hear me talk about it, and I'll be like, close Sicilian there. You got to kind of move the rook here to kind of get the whole, I'm a chess player. Always have been. Dirty, how about you back there, pal?
Wednesday was pretty lit. 498,000 is just like an insane amount of people. It's like the whole nation was on us.
Yeah, so the nation's population is different than 498,000, but it did feel like that. And if we think how many people were watching together, we could probably take that number
and make it like 3, 4, 5.
We can maybe 1.3, 1.4 that thing.
Might as well go to 1.6.
Total audience delivered. We could potentially
1.7.
I mean, we could dance around with that, but the stat graphic that YouTube gave us immediately after following said peak concurrent 496,000, blah, blah, blah. Then there's like so many screenshots and articles being written about like 498,000 was the concurrent. So like nobody knows what's real in numbers world.
No.
Because this thing is literally telling us two different answers at two different times. But so grateful for everyone. And obviously thankful to Aaron. Fucking A.
Shout out.
Let us do that.
So cool.
Connor?
There's actually a lot. This is a great week.
Solid.
Like personal life. I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster and Mike Gillespie are now New England Patriots.
That's my favorite part of the week.
Gesicki,
excuse me.
What you call him?
Gillespie.
Mike Gillespie.
Yeah, Michael Lombardi sometimes calls him Gillespie.
Sometimes.
So I had to sneak that in there. But,
Lombo's not great with the names, but you get it and you understand what he's saying.
Yeah, you know who he's talking about.
Yeah.
Definitely catching a pass on Pac-Man Jones yesterday.
I forgot you mossed him.
Mossed Pac-Man. That was awesome. Loved streaming Thunderball, even though it feels like that was a decade ago. I feel like that was a nice little thing we started that should definitely become something going forward at least once a week.
We streamed on Twitter, and we didn't understand the platform.
Yeah.
So we don't really understand how their streaming service operates. And to be honest, Twitter streaming kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It kind of, compared to what YouTube's able to do, which is like every single day, Twitter one kind of sucks. I think we had like 50,000 though.
Yeah, there's a good amount of people, and the clips did well. It feels like that might be a premiere situation where we do it and then
I don't like the pre-record. I think the live stuff is just, we're meant to be live.
I agree.
It's almost like a Twitch thing, but our Twitch is so small, we'd be wasting it in the algorithm doesn't know we exist over there.
Yeah, it's almost YouTube. Like it feels like even just going on YouTube. Even
See,
though
but I don't like to do that. I don't like to go live on YouTube
Exactly.
with something that isn't the
show,
because then the algorithm gets pissed.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want to flood everybody's life with our bullshit.
Yeah, it was nice to start it though, because now we can figure out like, okay, what do we want? Do we want to do this on a separate YouTube? Do we want to do a Thunderball YouTube? Do we want to do Twitter?
Which was originally the concept we were going to do.
Ooh. Yeah.
But then we're running the same issue we got with Twitch.
you could
Like
take
nobody.
the,
It's like a wasteland.
Yeah, why
almost.
would
You could take the Pods YouTube and just turn it into.
No, the pod's up over
That's a great
100,000. You
idea.
guys are a bunch of
That's what
dogs.
I'm saying. Let's go, boys. That's what I'm saying.
That's all. That's probably my favorite thing that happened this week. The pod just continues to grow and go.
That's how we
Can't wait for it to become a 3 to 4 times a week program.
Hell yeah.
The world deserves it and needs it. And I, as a Pontiac brother, I certainly need it.
Amen.
I think it's been a fun week, a great week, obviously a thankful week. There's a lot going on in our world, in my world. There's a lot of conversations happening. A lot of articles being written about it being up to something season. Seems like every year more people start to like snoop around and figure out what's going on. Everybody has their take on what they think that we should do, what we shouldn't do, how we're going about doing what we're doing. All I'm saying is all we want to do is just make the show better, make the life easier, and hopefully make all of our partners a better place wherever we go, whoever we work with.
Hell yeah.
That is the goal every single day. And we're thankful for it all.
Mm-hmm.
Show will always be free.
Always.
But the people that are in the conversation are hilarious.
Yeah. Some great people.
Text message, random number. Pat, this is name from company that's hilariously large.
Adam Schefter.
Adam Schefter ain't calling me or texting me for this. This is big. This is above Shefty. No offense to
Lose
Shefty.
my number.
No offense to Shefty. No offense to Shefty. This is way above old Shefty. Just whenever you're talking about decisions being made at places. Was wondering, read a thing this morning, was wondering, would like to gauge your interest. Then I Google a person. And I'm like, no way, this is this actual person. And then it's like a 45-minute conversation. And I'm asking them questions, obviously, because I'm like one of the most curious people of all time. So I just Googled you. You have blah, blah. How the fuck did we get here?
Yeah.
And I always like to think of that person on the other side. How many times have they had a conversation with somebody that's like, what the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Because that is literally how I start. It's a good time. We're thankful for everybody. We'll always be free. We'll always do our thing, just trying to make everything better and easier and trying to keep everything moving. We obviously hit with Michigan State.
Easy money.
Thankful that J.J. Watt was here. But now it's time to maybe do a giveaway for the people and really enjoy this Feel Good Friday. Hey, Brucey Brown, the man who has Danny Dimes back on the team and Saquon Barkley back on the team and Darren Waller, now a member of the New York Giants.
Damn.
How about you come on, strut out here
You go, Bruce. Let's go.
and make some money for the people?
You got this, Bruce.
Come on, Bruce.
All you'll have to do here, if Bruce can make how many putts? Two putts. Jesus.
Oh,
Okay, Bruce.
If Brucey Brown can make 2 putts out of these 5 balls that are laying on the green, all you have to do is quote tweet this video. Put the hashtag thank you JJ, ThankYew, JJ. Say something nice to somebody and put the easiest way to pay you, whether it's your Venmo, your Cash App, your PayPal. You have an opportunity to be one of 20 winners of $500 on this beautiful St. Patty's Day. Feel Good Friday. If Bruce Brown can knock down 2 putts, he has done it before, will he do it again? Will 20 people be $500 richer? Will our company be $10,000 poorer?
Oh, jeez, the speed.
Bruce goes 0 for 1.
That thing might have rolled off. The
4 more putts, has to go 500 or better. I think Bruce can do that for sure.
Come on, Bruce.
With how good the vibes are at St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. Bruce will go ahead and knock this down for 20 people to win $500. He's 1 for 2, Brucey.
Bruce.
Brown.
Come on, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce.
If Bruce Brown can go 1 of 3 here and go 2 of 5 ultimately, you could be one of 20 winners of $500.
Whoa.
If you quote tweet this tweet, use the hashtag thank you, JJ.
Wow.
Say something nice to somebody and put the easiest way to pay you. You could be one of 20 winners of $500. Way to go, Bruce Brown, who just threw his putter on the ground. Bruce, that was fantastic. Way to go, pal. Proud of you. Once again, all you got to do is quote tweet this particular tweet. Use the hashtag thank you, JJ. Say something nice to somebody and put the easiest way to pay you. 20 people, $500 richer. Going into this beautiful March Madness weekend. We can't thank you all enough for allowing us to do this every single day. Hope you have an incredible St. Patty's. Slancha, have a blast, and say something nice to somebody. Goodbye.